Chapter 31. Vegeta vs Frieza. Frieza, stop talking so shamelessly. I've already become displeased with you. Vegeta felt that his aura was more powerful than Frieza's. I have long wanted to press the other person to the ground and rub him. Ho ho ho, my lovely Vegeta, I didn't expect that your whole person would change after you arrived on Earth. It's been a long time since I've moved my muscles. Today I'm going to teach you how to behave. Frieza got off the BB car. Stretch your body muscles. Now that he has become a polished commander, he can only do it himself. Ah! A strong aura erupted from Vegeta. The airwaves flew in all directions, and the clouds in the sky were blown away. The sea water kept hitting the shore, and the ground shook violently. You look decent, but I don't know how far your strength has improved. Frieza looked at Vegeta quietly, but his heart was filled with turmoil. Ever since he came back from Earth, his whole person seemed to have been completely transformed. Frieza, take your life. Vegeta has already raised all his fighting power. He rushed towards Frieza impatiently. Well done, I'll show you the gap between us. Not to be outdone, Frieza also rushed away. Bang! The two fists slammed together instantly. A wave of air flew in all directions. In the first collision, Frieza was at a disadvantage and his body was involuntarily knocked back several steps. Ding! Combat Power Attribute 300 is dropped from the front. As soon as the battle started, system prompts began to sound in Son Gohan's mind. He smiled in front of the melon-eating crowd. Frieza, have you not exercised for too long and become a soft-footed shrimp? Vegeta took advantage of the victory and rushed towards the opponent. Frieza steadied his body and punched the one who came towards him. One punch penetrated the opponent's body, and it turned out to be just an afterimage. It turns out that this was just a feint by Vegeta, and his figure appeared behind Frieza and punched him. Bang! Without looking back, Frieza hit the opponent's punch with an elbow. A huge attack force knocked the two men back. The two of them instantly struggled with each other, punching each other to the point of physical contact, and now the competition was about physical bodies. Don't get carried away, you ray of light. When Frieza and Vegeta were fighting, his eyes suddenly shot out two red rays of light, making it difficult for people to guard against him. Not good. Vegeta sensed the fluctuation of the breath and rolled to barely avoid the attack. If I hadn't learned this skill on Earth, it would be dangerous now. Ding! The light eye attribute drops in front, do you want to pick it up? Where to run? Multiple death beams. Frieza fired red and white beams of light from his fingers towards Vegeta. This is like a prince's move. Damn it! Vegeta dodged the beams of light in a panic. Boom! The ground looked like it had been bombarded by artillery shells. In an instant, the sky was raging, and smoke and dust were everywhere. Ding! The death beam drops. Asshole! How can this be? How could Frieza be so powerful in combat? We are almost the same in terms of speed and strength. Vegeta became more and more frightened as he fought, and he hurriedly avoided the attack of the light. Okay, that's amazing. How can Vegeta be so powerful? Son Goku sees that Vegeta's strength is not equal to Frieza's fighting ability. He said with a look of envy and jealousy. He was beaten so badly by Jinyu just now. It's so fierce now. Dad, let me help you stimulate your potential. It seems that Vegeta has no way to defeat Frieza. When Son Gohan saw his father's envious expression, he knew that his hands were itchy. If Son Goku joins the battlefield, he can harvest combat attributes together. What, Gohan, it was you who improved Vegeta's strength. Hurry up and help me level up, I can't wait to fight. Son Goku kept walking back and forth with his feet on the ground. He was so excited that he didn't expect Gohan to have this ability. Son Gohan nodded with a smile, raised his hand and placed it on Son Goku's head. Use the same method as Vegeta to increase the opponent's strength. Boom! A powerful aura surged from Son Goku's body. A wave of air flew in all directions. He felt the terrifying power of his body and was extremely happy. How is it? Are you satisfied with my strength? Frieza saw the embarrassed Vegeta and smiled. He felt very proud. Now it's time to trample this arrogant guy into the ground. Frieza, stop being so proud. After Son Goku increased his strength, he immediately joined the battlefield. He dodged and punched Frieza. Bang! Frisia didn't understand the fluctuations in his aura, so he was punched. His body was like a missile and was instantly blasted into a mountain. Vegeta's crisis is also resolved. Hit, hit, hit. He also fired frantically in the direction where Frisia fell. Energy bombs were fired one after another as if they were free of charge. Boom! The mountain was instantly blown to pieces, and thick smoke billowed. A huge mushroom cloud shot straight into the sky. Vegeta stopped outputting and panted slightly. Pick them all up. It's time to harvest attributes again. Son Gohan saw the attributes all over the ground, flowing into his body like a tide. The special abilities of personal attributes have been expanded, including beam skills and multiple death beams. The combat power is skyrocketing wildly. Light Eyes. This skill is that the eyes can shoot beams. When fighting with others, the beams shot out of the eyes are hard to defend against. Death Beam. One of Frisia's signature chi attacks. Condensing chi to the index finger, and then firing a red laser, the speed is very fast. It can penetrate the opponent with one shot, or it can injure the target non-fatally. This move is more powerful in the golden form. Frisia used this method to quickly kill a large number of assassins in the 9th universe. Double Death Beam. The speed is much faster than the general Death Beam, and this move is emitted with 2 fingers. Frisia once wanted to use this move to kill Gohan, but was stopped by Vegeta. Multiple Death Beams. The continuous shooting version of the Death Beam, quickly and continuously firing purple light waves from the fingers to attack the opponent. Crazy Death Beam. The move that Frisia used in his 3rd form against Piccolo has low power but extremely fast firing speed, and is a move that abuses the opponent. Death Beam Net. Countless death beams are emitted from both hands. Condensed into a net to restrict the opponent's movements, the opponent's body will be injured if it touches the net. This move consumes a lot of energy. Ha ha ha. Frisia, this move is really practical. Son Gohan laughed proudly. With this move, it is not so troublesome to launch energy waves. Wow, interesting. You are really honored, let me show you my 2nd form. Feel what terrifying power is. The smoke and dust dissipated, and Frisia stood there unscathed. It turned out that he had just opened the protective shield. Frisia, stop talking nonsense there. Today is your death day. Vegeta thought that the opponent was bragging because he couldn't beat him. After staying with Frisia for so many years, he had never heard that he had a 2nd form. 2nd form? Son Goku looked at Frisia with a puzzled look. Is this not his true strength? Keep fighting. So that I can continue to harvest your fighting power. Son Gohan smiled slightly. In fact, after Frisia became the Emperor of the universe, he rarely fought with others. It is understandable that Vegeta did not know that the other party could transform. Ah! A strong and domineering aura gushed out from Frisia's body. A ball of white flame instantly enveloped his body. Vegeta and Son Goku were shocked by this aura. Is he a monster? This strong and terrifying aura is constantly increasing. Chapter 32. Ho ho ho, sorry to have kept you waiting. After transforming into his 2nd form, Frisia smiled with a look of enjoyment. He was secretly proud of the surprise in Son Goku and Vegeta's eyes just now. In the 2nd form, he became taller and more sturdy, just like his father, King Cold. I didn't expect you to be stronger again. You are really a scary guy. Son Goku looked up and down at Frisia in this form and said with admiration. He has a simple mind and just wants to fight with a master. Stop talking nonsense. Vegeta is a hot-tempered person. The first one rushed to the opponent and punched him. The speed was increased to the extreme. Knowing that Frisia's aura was stronger than his own, he wanted to use speed to win, but the idea was full and the reality was very skinny. Bang! Frisia stretched out his palm and easily caught the punch from Vegeta. Ding! Combat attribute dropped by 400. As soon as the battle started, Son Gohan's brain system began to sound a prompt. What? How is this possible? Vegeta was shocked and tried hard to break free from the opponent's grip. But Frisia's palm was like an iron clamp. Do you think my 2nd form is just to increase strength? Vegeta, you are still too young to deal with me. Frisia said arrogantly. Don't look down on me there, I am the strongest Sun. Hearing this, Vegeta's eyes were full of bloodshot, and the breath on his body kept bursting out, and the other hand blasted out an angry punch. Arrogant. Frieza took the initiative to hit Vegeta's lower abdomen, his eyes full of playfulness and disdain. Ugh! Vegeta's eyes almost fell out after being hit hard. The pain in his lower abdomen was unbearable, and the intestines inside were like knots. A mouthful of old blood sprayed on Frieza's face. Ho ho ho, damn wild monkey, your blood is smelly. Frieza licked the hot blood on his face with his tongue and said with disgust. Vegeta's whole body bent down, and his breath waned. Son Gohan looked at this situation expressionlessly. This time it really became a tragedy, and he was crippled by a punch. The difference in strength between the two was too big, just like an adult fighting with a child. Now Frieza's second form has a combat power of 1.6 million. And Vegeta's strength is only 500,000. How can he fight? If Frieza didn't want to humiliate Vegeta, I'm afraid this punch would kill him. Triple Kaioken. Son Goku saw Vegeta being suppressed. Decisively used Triple Kaioken, and his whole body was wrapped in red flames. His body rushed towards Frieza like lightning and punched him. Do you think this trick still works on me? Now Frieza has also learned well. I have been paying attention to Son Goku's movements. He suffered such a loss last time. Let go of Vegeta, raised his hands high, and hit him on the back with a heavy hammer. Bang! Vegeta's body was like a cannonball. Instantly smashed a deep pit in the ground. Now he has completely lost his fighting ability. Frieza. Son Goku is a kind-hearted person. Seeing Vegeta being abused, his speed suddenly increased a few points. Instantly rushed to Frieza and punched him, but the opponent was not to be outdone and punched him. Bang bang bang! The two hit several punches in an instant, and their strength was evenly matched. Frieza was slightly shocked. He didn't expect the Saiyans on Earth to be so powerful. They could actually keep up with his speed and strength. If the power of every Saiyan was so terrifying, the universe would have been ruled by them long ago. It seems that destroying planet Vegeta and exterminating all Saiyans was a correct choice. Ding! Combat attribute dropped plus 400. The higher the combat power, the greater the attribute dropped. Son Gohan was not surprised to see the big attribute drop. He was numb now. Frieza kicked Son Goku's head with a sweeping kick. But the opponent stretched out a hand to block the attack. Son Goku counterattacked and kicked the opponent's lower abdomen. But Frieza twisted his body strangely and dodged the attack. Wow, it feels good. I haven't met a real opponent for a long time. Frieza was also sweating profusely from the fight. He hadn't moved for a long time. Today he once again experienced the fun of fighting. He, if I hadn't used the Triple Kaioken, I would have fallen down long ago. You are the most powerful opponent I have ever seen. Son Goku also smiled proudly. He just likes to fight against the strong. Really? Then let's do something fun. The confinement ball. Frieza's mouth showed an evil smile. He suddenly thought of a fun trick, and a ball of light mist confined Son Goku. What? Why can't I move my body? Son Goku was shocked, and his body was wrapped in a ball of light mist, unable to move. This move is like the superpower of Jiaozi, confining the opponent's body. I didn't expect Frieza to have superpowers. Ho ho ho, let's play football. Frieza was in a playful mood, just wanting to trample the Saiyans under his feet and play with them in the palm of his hand. He flew forward and kicked Son Goku away, then used high-speed movement to appear on the other side and kicked him back. It was like a person playing football, enjoying it. Ah! Son Goku had lost his ability to move, and was dizzy and swollen by Frieza's kick. He felt like vomiting. How hateful, how could Frieza's fighting power be so strong? I must not lose. Vegeta was in the deep pit, beating the ground angrily. I was unwilling to be trampled under Frieza's feet forever. I must become stronger. Vegeta, is this all you can do? What's the point of hiding in the deep pit and getting angry? If you are a man, go and fight Frieza again. Wait a minute, I will take action, and you will have no fun. Son Gohan wanted to harvest another wave of Vegeta's fighting power attributes. He came to the other side and healed him. After Vegeta recovered, his strength was greatly improved. He stood up, clenched his fists and looked excited. Damn brat, it turns out you are the one behind this. Frieza saw Son Gohan heal Vegeta. He just deliberately hurt him. Because I couldn't understand why Jinyu had already beaten Vegeta to death. In the blink of an eye, the other party was resurrected with full blood, and his strength increased greatly. Now I finally understand that the source came from this brat. If this brat is not killed first, the trouble will never end. At this time, Frieza had already moved his murderous intention. Chapter 33, The Fear of the Northern King. Frieza. After Vegeta is resurrected with full health, the first thing he does is join the battlefield. He rushed towards Frieza, condensed an energy ball in his hand and threw it towards him. Hoo ho ho, what an annoying guy! Frieza began to gather energy balls in his hands. He was about to blast at Son Goku's imprisoned ball of light. He saw Vegeta resurrected and killed one first. Golden Binding Technique. Son Gohan instantly activated his superpower and restricted Frieza's movements. He saw murderous intent in the other person's eyes. What? My body can't move. This is good as Golden Binding Technique. Suddenly, Frieza felt that his body could not move. The energy that started to gather also disappeared. He was shocked. Is this Gudu's superpower? I didn't expect Xian children to have superpowers. They need to be solved as soon as possible. If they are left behind, they will be a disaster. Boom! The energy bomb fired by Vegeta instantly hit the imprisoned Frieza, and the explosion was deafening. He turned around and looked at Son Gohan with a shocked expression, not expecting that this kid could actually use superpowers. Then he condensed energy bullets in his hands and aimed them at Frieza, which was a crazy output. It was really dangerous just now. Son Goku wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and said. He had just seen the energy ball condensed in Frieza's hand, and now he was still frightened. When Frieza was restrained by Son Gohan's superpower, Son Goku's body resumed action. Thick smoke billowed in the sky, and energy bombs were condensed in his hands as if they were free of charge, and they were outputting like crazy. One operation was as fierce as a tiger's. Ding, the combat power attribute dropped in front is plus 500. Ding, the combat power attribute of the drop in front is plus 500. The system prompts kept reminding Son Gohan in his mind. He saw Vegeta's crazy output, and his combat power attributes dropped like a heavy rain. Seeing the combat attributes all over the floor, the corners of Son Gohan's mouth curled up, noting that he was not in vain to treat him. Boom! Vegeta blasted out hundreds or thousands of energy bombs. The scope of the explosion is getting bigger and bigger. Seeing his masterpiece, he nodded with satisfaction and stopped moving his hands. At this time, Vegeta was also panting slightly. You annoying wild monkeys, let me show you what the overwhelming power of shock is. After a long time, the smoke dissipated, revealing Frieza's body. At this time, he wiped away the blood in his mouth, and a powerful breath began to flow out of his body crazily. A ball of white flames enveloped Frieza's body, and traces of electricity flashed outside. His body also began to mutate. Horns began to grow on its back. How can this be? Could Frieza still be able to transform? What kind of monster is this guy? Feeling this powerful aura, Vegeta's cold sweat kept flowing down. He completely expected Frieza to hide his strength. What's happening here? Is this his true strength? Son Goku was extremely shocked when he saw Frieza's powerful and domineering aura. I didn't expect that the other party would refresh his knowledge again and again. Pick them all up. Son Gohan thought silently in his heart. He doesn't care about Frieza's transformation. The stronger the person fights, the stronger the combat attributes will be. Seeing all the combat attributes crazily integrated into his body, there was a beautiful expression on his face. The combat power in the combat power attribute column keeps beating. Planet Northern Kaio. I didn't expect Frieza to be able to transform. This is troublesome. The Kaio king from far away in the north watched this battle, with cold sweat breaking out on his forehead and his body trembling. This power was really scary. He had already told Son Goku not to provoke Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe. What to do now? Northern Kai Wang's eyes couldn't help but look at Son Gohan. It seemed like he wasn't surprised at all by Frieza's terrifying aura, and he seemed very proud of it. Is Son Gohan's fighting power more powerful than Frieza's? Seeing the calm look on the other party's face, a glimmer of hope ignited in the North Kaio King's heart. The last crisis on Earth was only possible because of this boy. I wonder if a miracle will happen now? Kaiu-sama, what's wrong with you? Seeing that the North Kaiwang was in a daze and his body was shaking, Yamcha asked in confusion. Tianjin Fan and others also put down their practice, and all their eyes were focused on each other. Now Frieza and Son Goku meet. Kaiu looked at everyone and explained. Being able to sit on the throne of the Emperor of the Universe is impossible without two brushes. He could feel the powerlessness coming from Frieza's body now. Really? Son Goku and his son are blessed by the Kaiu fist. Frieza will definitely not be able to defeat them. It's a pity that we can't see them fighting with Kaioken. Tianjin Fan said helplessly. He really wanted to see the battle on Namek. Kaiu-sama, you must have a way to let us see it, right? Yamcha also said excitedly. I felt so aggrieved during that battle on Earth. Pico also pricked up his ears. He also wanted to see what his hometown looked like. But he just didn't know how to talk and communicate with others. Ha ha ha, you guys underestimate me too much. I am the King Kai who is in charge of the Northern Galaxy. It's not difficult to see the situation on Namek. Just put your hands behind my back. Everyone likes others to flatter him, and the King Kai of the North is no exception. Now his mood suddenly became cheerful, and he said to Tien Shinyan and others with a smug look on his face. Everyone put their hands behind the King Kai. The situation on Namek appeared clearly in their minds, just like a movie. Namek. The wind was blowing hard, and the sky was thundering and lightning, as if the end of the world had come. Waves of air blew in all directions with Frieza as the center, as if a typhoon had blown. The sea water kept hitting the shore, and the ground seemed to have an earthquake. Ah! Krillin, what happened to this planet? Bulma felt like she was going crazy. This planet Namek often looks like the end of the world. Either there is a deafening sound of terror in the air, or the ground is shaking. Bulma, this planet cannot withstand Frieza's power, so this phenomenon occurs. Krillin, Dendi, and Bulma have been watching the battle not far away. The battle between Frieza, Son Goku, and Vegeta has broken his cognition again and again. He also witnessed this powerful confrontation in history. His sight returns to the battlefield. Frieza finally completed the third form. He clenched his fists and was full of strength. Vegeta saw Frieza in this form and took a few steps back involuntarily. The opponent's aura is too strong. Compared with the previous form, the appearance of Frieza in the third form is more visually effective, his muscles are further expanded, and his body begins to develop horizontally. His face looks very hideous, revealing a full sense of evil, which is very similar to the alien creatures that appeared in the famous science fiction series Others. Ho ho ho, in order to let you feel the horror beyond hell, I decided to skip this form and transform into the ultimate form to fight with you. Frieza's triangular eyes swept across Vegeta and Son Goku. His eyes were full of playful expressions. His body's breath continued to surge with a strong breath. What? Isn't this the full strength of Frieza? Can he still transform again? Too scary. Vegeta and Son Goku were shocked and looked at Frieza like a monster. Unexpectedly, the other party refreshed their cognition again and again. A breath like a vast ocean surged from Frieza's body. The air wave surged in all directions, and both Son Goku and Vegeta were pushed back by this air wave. Chapter 34. Overwhelming Power. Northern Kaiwang. How is this possible? Frieza has no limits. This force is really too powerful. Frieza is a monster. This power is still increasing. Will he really continue to transform? I wonder if Goku and his son can deal with the transformed Frieza. Because Frieza's aura is very terrifying now. This was completely beyond their knowledge. Yamcha and others saw everything happening on the planet Namek through the back of the Northern Kaiwang. They were all shocked by Frieza's terrifying fighting power. The cold sweat on his forehead kept flowing out, and he was shivering with fear. No one has ever felt such a terrifying atmosphere. I never expected that such a powerful monster would appear in the universe. Everyone involuntarily focused their attention on Son Gohan. I hope this kid can create another miracle. When they saw Son Gohan here, he looked calm, as if he didn't have Frieza on him. Their hearts calmed down a little. The king of the Northern Realm also has no master, and now he has no idea. God is not omnipotent, he can only let nature take its course now. Frieza, are you finally going to show off your full strength? It's time for me to show my true strength. Son Gohan watched as Frisia's body really began to change, and soon a mini version of Frisia began to take shape. A powerful wave of air swept across the entire battlefield, and the sky thundered with lightning. The sea water kept beating on the shore, and bottomless cracks broke out in the ground. The entire planet Namek began to shake again, as if an earthquake had occurred. Klin felt this power, as if this man had been fished out of the water. Sweat had already wet his body. Ho ho ho, I kept you waiting for a long time. After about 5 or 6 minutes, the ground stopped shaking. Frisia's final form. His original appearance has a small body. The combat power increased to 50% is 60 million. 20 times the Kaioken. Son Goku felt Frisia's powerful aura, and he increased Kaio Fist to 20 times. Now his combat power is equal to 1 million. The fighting prowess of the two is not at the same level at all. Call out. Frisia was so fast that he was behind Son Goku in the blink of an eye. What? Son Goku immediately felt Frisia appear behind him, but he didn't have time to take action. Bang! There was a loud noise, intense pain came from Son Goku's back, and his body hit the ground like a missile. Boom! Son Goku turned his body 360 degrees to remove the impact from his body, and then rushed towards Frisia again. If the other party wasn't trying to humiliate him, this punch would have no effect. Otherwise Son Goku would have died long ago. Vegeta rushed forward and attacked Frisia fiercely, but the opponent easily dodged his attack. At this time, Son Goku also joined the battle, but the attacks of the two were easily resolved by the other party. Hoo ho ho! Damn wild monkey, do you think my transformation is just a change in appearance? Every time I transform, my speed and strength will increase several times. I'm just teasing you. While Frisia dodged Vegeta's attack, he didn't forget to tease him. His current strength and speed are completely unmatched by Vegeta and Son Goku. Frisia, you underestimate people. Ah! A stronger aura erupted from Vegeta's body, and with the blessing of anger, his combat effectiveness was once again enhanced. Son Goku's eyes were filled with the desire to fight, and he didn't care how strong the opponent was. He was very excited as long as he could fight. The physique of Suns is to get stronger if they want to be strong, and their strength continues to improve in battle. You should rest too, now it's my turn to attack you. Frisia said with a proud smile. Suddenly, his figure disappeared from the spot. It's here. Son Goku turned around and punched him in the back. But his fist went through Frisia's body. It turned out to be just the afterimage of the other party. When Frisia's figure appeared again, he was already behind Vegeta and punched out. Vegeta had already felt the opponent's breath on his back, and he gave him an elbow without looking back. Boom! A wave of air spread in all directions. Vegeta was blown away by the impact. Multiple death beams. Frisia and Vegeta exchanged punches, but his figure didn't move at all, as if there were roots under his feet. His triangular eyes squinted in Vegeta's direction, and his fingers fired out beams of death light. Damn it, there's no way I'm going to lose. Vegeta's angry voice sounded again, and the energy egg bomb in his hand blasted out again. Boom! Multiple death beams and energy bombs exploded in the air. It was like setting off fireworks, with thick smoke billowing out. The scope of the explosion became larger and larger, and Vegeta was forced to retreat continuously. Try my move again, Supernova. Frisia's finger condensed a dark red energy, which began to expand at a very fast speed. In the blink of an eye, the energy ball became as big as a mountain. His finger slid down, and the huge energy ball flew towards Vegeta. Supernova. One of the evolutionary versions of the Death Energy Bomb, the energy is more powerful than the Death Ball. Mechanical Frisia used this trick against Trunks, but unfortunately it was easily dodged. Sky Cannon. Vegeta was also shocked when he saw this huge energy, and his feet involuntarily stepped back a few steps. He calmed down and shook off the fear in his heart. He mobilized all the strength of his body and condensed his strongest move. The beam of light from the Sky Cannon was aimed at the dark red energy ball. Now Vegeta's combat power is still not enough to take on this energy bomb with powerful destructive power. Boom! The two energy waves collided instantly, and Frisia's dark red energy ball crushed Vegeta's Sky Cannon with great force. Vegeta gnashed his teeth and fired madly at the energy beam. No, Vegeta can't block this energy bomb. Kameha. Kigong. Wave. Son Goku also broke out in a cold sweat when he saw Frisia's huge dark red energy ball. He flashed and appeared next to Vegeta, using Kamehameha Kigong Wave with 20 times Kaioken. Bang! Now Son Goku's Kamehameha Kigong Wave and Vegeta's Sky Cannon instantly pushed Frisia's dark red energy bomb back. Do you think you have an advantage because you have more people? In front of absolute power, you are like tiny ants. Frisia said arrogantly. With crazy output in his hands, the dark red energy ball instantly became several times larger. The dark red energy ball was pushed over by Frisia again. Hold it! Now Son Goku was pushed back repeatedly by the huge dark red energy ball. But he still gritted his teeth and supported it hard. Asshole! How can Frisia's fighting power be so strong? Vegeta gnashed his teeth and cursed. He was also furious, and now he was using all his strength. But there was no effect at all, and the dark red energy ball was still strong. He kept retreating. Oh no, I can't stand it. Son Goku's crazy output, the energy beam of Kamehameha Wave also surged instantly. Ding, the combat power attribute dropped in front plus 1000. Ding, the combat power attribute dropped in front plus 1000. Chapter 35. The strongest warrior in the universe, Super Saiyan. Pick them all up. Son Gohan had a thought in his mind. The combat power attribute poured into Son Gohan's body crazily. It took about a few minutes for the combat power in the combat power attribute column to stop. When I saw that the combat power was displayed as 10 million, I took a deep breath. Coming to planet Namek is really rewarding. With the help of the system's pickup attributes, the combat power has increased by several million. He also gained Dandy's healing properties, and the Great Elder's ability to stimulate potential and read other people's memories. There are also Goodha's superpowers, Golden Binding, Object Control and Time attributes. Frisia's skills, Ray Eye and Death Beam. His eyes returned to the battlefield. With the blessing of 20 times the power of Kaio Fist, Son Goku's turtle-style Kigong Wave surged in energy. The two energies were instantly aligned. Hoo ho ho, wild monkey, is this all your power? I can tell you secretly, this is not all my strength. Frisia's power suddenly increased again, and his combat power now exceeds 60 million. Vegeta and Goku were unable to stop this overwhelming force. The huge dark red energy ball slightly blocked its progress. Then he once again forced Vegeta and Son Goku to retreat. Damn it, are you going to die here today? I cannot be reconciled. Vegeta roared angrily to vent his inner anger and unwillingness. Puff! He vomited out a mouthful of old blood, his physical strength gradually dropped, and it seemed that he could no longer hold on anymore. It's amazing, we don't have the power to refute. Gohan, take action, I can't hold it anymore. Son Goku tried his best, but still couldn't resist the attack of the dark red energy ball. Sending oversized turtle Kigong waves requires a lot of physical energy. He could only ask for help from Son Gohan. Frisia's fighting power is too powerful now. Son Goku can only ask Son Gohan to take action. Ever since the hidden power in his son's body was channeled out, his fighting power has been unfathomable. Although he suppressed his fighting power, there was still a slight sense of danger flowing out of him. Hoo ho ho, wild monkey, aren't you scared out of your wits? You actually asked a child to deal with me. No one can leave this planet today. The Saiyans will be extinct from now on. Frisia laughed maniacally. Driven by powerful force, he has no fear. It felt like everyone could only live like ants in front of him. What's more, Son Gohan is just a child. Ah! Son Gohan let out a low roar, and he stood up on his horse, clenching his fists tightly, and a beam of energy shot up into the sky. Suddenly, there were dark clouds in the sky and thunder and lightning. The stones on the ground were suspended one after another, and when they rose to a certain level, they instantly turned into powder. A wave of air centered on Son Gohan and swept in all directions. It was like a typhoon passing through, with sand and rocks flying on the ground. His aura surged with an extremely powerful and domineering madness. Unable to withstand this powerful force, the ground began to crack. The sea water kept lapping towards the shore, as if the end of the world was coming. As Son Gohan's aura continued to increase, the entire planet Namek began to shake violently, the soil in the mountains collapsed, and seawater began to pour in. Could it be that this brat is a Super Saiyan? Isn't it impossible? The strongest warrior in the universe, a Super Saiyan, only appears once every 1,000 years. The person most likely to become a Super Saiyan is definitely me, Prince Vegeta. Vegeta felt this strong and domineering aura. He muttered involuntarily. This terrifying aura was even more powerful than Frisia's just now. This suddenly reminded Vegeta of an ancient legend about the Super Saiyan. How can Saiyans be so powerful in combat? No matter what, we will kill all the Saiyans on this planet today. Although Frisia doesn't understand the power of sensing aura, but seeing the shaking and weather changes on Namek, he vaguely felt a hint of danger. Super Saiyan. You said Gohan is a Super Saiyan. Why did it take 1,000 years for a Super Saiyan to appear? Son Goku issued 3 consecutive soul questions. He has no idea what a Super Saiyan is. This was the first time I heard Vegeta say that. Boom! An even more terrifying aura swept across the entire place. Son Gohan's aura reached its peak. Golden arrogance erupted from his body, and his hair and eyebrows instantly turned yellow. His pupils also turned blue, his eyes became extremely sharp, and his body exuded a cold aura. Son Gohan's sharp eyes glanced at Son Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza. Finally, his eyes rested on Frieza, without any emotion, as if he were looking at a dead person. After the transformation, the eyes of the Super Saiyan are blue and full of ruthless killing. Saiyans can actually transform. That look is so scary. I didn't even dare to look at him. Frieza was on pins and needles, as if he was stared at by a wild beast. His heart was filled with fear. A yellow-haired Saiyan. Frieza looked at the yellow-haired Son Gohan and muttered to himself. In his mind, the last words of the ancestor of the Frozen Demon clan suddenly rang out, "From now on, if you see a Saiyan with yellow hair, you must not provoke him." Super Saiyan. Vegeta looked at the powerful aura bursting out of Son Gohan, and there was a ball of golden flame on his body. His hair turned yellow. He roared in exasperation. He always thought that he was the one who was most likely to become a Super Saiyan. Because he was the prince of the Saiyans, with the pure and noble blood of the Saiyan royal family, and he was also a genius warrior. He didn't expect that a child born to a low-level warrior and an earthling would be a Super Saiyan. So awesome, I didn't expect Gohan to be able to transform. Is this the Super Saiyan that Vegeta mentioned? This aura is like the vast universe. Son Goku was full of excitement and envy. I didn't expect his son to be so powerful. It was still as Vegeta said that a Super Saiyan only appears once every 1,000 years. I am the Emperor of the Universe Frieza, the ruler of this universe. Fuck him, don't mess with Saiyans with yellow hair. Only a ghost would believe this nonsense. My Frozen Demon clan is the most powerful race in this universe. Saiyan, today I will kill all of you on this planet. Frieza suppressed the fear in his heart and aroused his anger. The energy ball in his hand was output crazily, and there was no need to play anymore. Chapter 36. Northern Kaiwang. What? Gohan can transform like Frieza. Is this really Son Gohan's aura? It's too scary. Frieza is definitely no match for Gohan now. It's really unbelievable that Gohan can also transform, and his aura is so powerful after transforming. A Saiyan is also a monster. I never expected that such a small body could contain such great combat power. Son Gohan's potential is really too great. Pico is still awesome and successfully channeled Gohan's hidden power. Yamcha, Tianjin Rice, Dumplings, Piccolo, and North Kaio were all shocked. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have believed it even if they were killed. In addition to transforming into a gorilla, the spokesman could also change this form. Damn wild monkey, disappear! The current Frieza had just touched the eyes of Son Gohan, who had transformed into a Super Saiyan and was stunned. He used all his 60 million fighting power, and the dark red light ball in his hand output wildly. The red energy light ball that covered the sky and sun surged several times in an instant. Frieza wants to destroy the planet and all Saiyans. Because he felt that danger was approaching him from the moment Son Gohan transformed. This is the intuition of a master. Ding, 10,000 combat power attributes are dropped from the front. Ding, the combat power dropped from the front is plus 10,000. At this time, the system voice in Son Gohan's mind kept reminding him. Seeing that 10,000 combat power attributes were dropped, he felt happy. It has never dropped such a high combat power attribute. Frieza, you must contribute more to your fighting power. Puff! Vegeta spurted out old blood again. He had no extra strength to support the landing of this huge dark red energy ball. Son Goku was not much better, with a trace of blood flowing from the corner of his mouth. He had tried his best. However, the difference in combat power is too great. Turtle Sect. Chi. Gong. Wave. Son Gohan also used the turtle-style Qigong wave. A more powerful energy beam instantly pushed Frisia's dark red ball of light away from the Namek planet. Vegeta's whole body collapsed to the ground, panting heavily. After Son Goku cancelled 20 times the Kaio fist, the side effects instantly hit his body. He took a few unsteady steps back and sat down on the ground. His breathing was also rapid, and he kept panting. No, it's impossible. How can you be so powerful in combat? I am the most powerful warrior in the universe. Frisia saw that his dark red energy ball was easily blown away by Son Gohan. He seemed to have been hit in his heart, and rushed towards the opponent like crazy, punching and kicking him. Son Gohan easily dodged Frisia's attack. He also flew from the ground into the air, but the other party followed him like a shadow. Bang bang bang! The two fought hundreds of rounds in an instant. Son Goku and Vegeta couldn't see clearly the movements of Frisia and Super Saiyan Gohan. The two of them just heard the sound of low and powerful impact in the air. Every now and then a groove and collapse would appear in the ground. Fire crack wave! Frisia's palms erupt with powerful energy attacks. The distance between the two was too close, and the energy instantly swallowed up Super Sailor Son Gohan. Gohan! Suddenly, Son Goku saw his son being swallowed up by the energy emitted by Frisia. He yelled out in a hurry. I have never been so nervous when fighting. Frisia, your move is great, but it doesn't work on me. Son Gohan surged forward from the energy and punched Frisia on the head. Ah! Frisia screamed, and his whole body was like a shell that was discharged from the barrel, hitting the sea. Bang! The water on the sea surface was smashed into waves hundreds of meters high. In the anime, Frisia used this move against Super Saiyan Goku, but the opponent was not hurt at all. What's more, Son Gohan, who has now transformed into a Super Sailor, is more powerful than Super Saiyan Goku in the anime. Pick them all up! When Son Gohan saw these large-scale combat attributes dropped, his heart felt hot. Immediately, combat attributes poured into his body continuously. After a few breaths, the combat power figure did not continue to rise. He took a look and found that his combat power had increased by 1 million. Asshole, is this the power of a Super Saiyan? Can a perverted opponent like Frisia be killed with just one punch? Damn it, I have no way of seeing them fighting. Is this the disparity in power between Frisia and Super Saiyan? Vegeta saw that Super Saiyan Son Gohan could knock out Frisia with just one punch. He roared through gritted teeth. This glory belongs to me, I am the Prince of the Saiyans. The perfect candidate to become a Super Saiyan, but why did it backfire? All his unwillingness and anger were vented. He, you scared me to death just now. I didn't expect Gohan to be so powerful and ignore Frisia's attack. Son Goku also slowly relaxed inside. In a duel between masters, one move can make the difference. He took out a cloth bag from his belt, which contained the 2 remaining fairy beans. Son Goku threw a celestial bean to Vegeta. The other person didn't say anything, just threw it into his mouth and chewed up the celestial bean and swallowed it in his stomach. Immediately, the 2 men completely recovered from their injuries. A powerful aura surged out of their bodies. Son Goku and Vegeta felt that their fighting power had been greatly improved. Suddenly, the sea water kept rolling and bubbling, just like boiling water. Frisia rose into the sky from the bottom of the sea, and an even more powerful aura spread out. His triangular eyes were bloodshot and his face became ferocious. Frisia, there's no point in fighting like this. Hurry up and fight with 100% of your combat power. Son Gohan said with disdain. He also wants to harvest more of Frisia's combat attributes. The boss is the boss, and the combat attributes dropped are all large scale. Asshole, you forced me to do this, don't regret it. Frisia said through gritted teeth. His current fighting power is no match for the opponent at all. Although he will be weak for a while after using 100% of his combat power, it doesn't matter now. How is this possible? Isn't this Frisia's true strength? Is he still hiding his true strength? Vegeta heard the conversation between the two of them and was completely confused. Frieza refreshed his knowledge again and again. I didn't expect that the other party could actually improve his strength. Ah! An even more powerful aura surged out of Frieza's body and instantly swept the entire battlefield. His combat power soared at an alarming rate. Chapter 37. Fierce Battle. Northern Kaiwang. Kaiu's eyes were full of shock and disbelief. Isn't this Frieza's true strength? Fuck! Frieza's combat power can continue to improve. What kind of race is this? It can transform again and again, and its combat effectiveness continues to increase. Is there no upper limit to his combat power? How could Gohan be so stupid? He should kill Frieza now. Piccolo and others were frightened when they felt such a shocking battle. When Super Saiyan Gohan and Frieza fought with such intensity, their eyes couldn't see each other's movements at all. Planet Namek. Ho 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 ho, this is my 100% fighting capacity. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? Are you ready to die? After Frieza raised his body's fighting power to its optimal state, he suddenly became trembling. The whole body is packed with explosive muscles. Now his combat power has reached 120 million. Tisk, just this little bit of fighting power starts to drift away. Son Gohan said with a look of disgust. After transforming into a Super Saiyan, the combat effectiveness is increased by 50 times based on the basic combat effectiveness. In other words, Son Gohan's combat power is now more than 10 million times 50, which equals a terrifying 5 or 6 billion. You brat, stop looking down on me. I am the mighty Emperor Frieza. Frieza rushed towards Son Gohan angrily, and he was going to torture him to death today. The other party actually humiliated him again and again. Boom! The two fists collided together instantly, and a terrible impact spread in all directions. A hill on the ground collapsed instantly, and the sea water kept rolling. The two of them struggled with each other, punches and kicks exchanged. Ding! 500,000 combat power attributes are dropped from the front. Ding! 500,000 combat power attributes are dropped from the front. System prompts kept coming from Son Gohan's mind. There was a nice curve at the corner of his mouth, and the plan finally came true. The fighting strength is 500,000. Frieza, are you ready to die? Son Gohan's hand movements did not stop. Suddenly, two beams of energy burst out from his eyes. Asshole! Ah, how could you use this trick? Frieza doesn't have the ability to sense breath. He was caught off guard and hit by this move. The energy wave pushed his body away. Fortunately, I have rough skin and thick flesh, so I was fine. Frieza's face was filled with shock as he realized that this move was one of his own, the Ray Eye. What's this? Look at my move again. Crazy Death Beam. Son Gohan's 5 fingers kept firing energy bombs towards Frieza. He became familiar with these combat skills picked up from the system. Death Beam. How can this be? Frieza was indeed a master. He was just stunned for a moment before adjusting his mentality. He also used the Crazy Death Beam. Boom! The death beams collided with each other in the air, making a dazzling explosion. It's so powerful. This is Frieza's trick. I didn't expect Gohan to learn it too. Son Goku said with excitement. My son is so outstanding, I feel proud as a father. He was not shocked at all that Son Gohan could use the opponent's special moves. When he was on Earth, he had learned the Kaio fist after practicing with Kaio for half a year, but he learned it at a glance. Damn it, I didn't expect this brat to be so talented. He was able to completely copy Frieza's moves. At this moment, Vegeta was envious and jealous. He is a talented Saiyan warrior, but why don't he have this kind of talent? And this brat is just the son of a low-level soldier. Boom! The scope of the explosion became larger and larger, and both of them stopped the death beam in their hands. When the smoke cleared, the two of them seemed to be fine. Wild monkey, aren't you very powerful? Do you dare to take my move? Cut the disc. Frieza's fingers condensed a thin piece of purple energy. He looked at Son Gohan with a proud look on his face. I can do this trick too. Chi Circle Slash. Son Gohan also used Krillin's special move. His fingers began to condense a thin curtain of energy. Cut the disc. Similar to Krillin's Air Circle Slash, a disc-shaped air bomb is formed on the palm of the hand with a slashing effect, and can be freely changed and tracked. In the anime, Frieza used this trick to deal with Super Saiyan Son Goku, but he couldn't keep up with Goku's speed. In the end, Frieza cut himself in half because of his carelessness. Ding! The attributes of the cut disc dropped from the front. No, it's impossible, go die! Frieza looked at the disc in Son Gohan's hand with a look of disbelief on his face. I always feel like this little bastard is imitating his own tricks. He angrily threw the cutting disc out of his hand. What's impossible? Son Gohan also threw away the chi circle slash in his hand. The two moves came together instantly. Boom! There was a loud noise, and the two energies instantly disappeared. Pick them all up. Son Gohan thought silently in his mind. Combat power and cutting light attributes rushed into his body crazily. There were millions more combat power and cutting disc attributes in the personal attribute column. Damn wild monkey! Frieza roared angrily. Cutting discs kept condensing in his hands. He threw them at Son Gohan, trying to cut him into pieces. He didn't believe that the other party would be so perverted that he could copy a move that could be used twice. Hehe, I can do it too. Son Gohan also used the cutting disc he had just picked up from the system to fight. He also threw out a few discs in his hand to collide with Frieza's. Boom! The cutting discs of both sides were blasted away. You bastard! Frieza gritted his teeth angrily. He had never seen such a pervert before. The other party actually used his own moves to fight. He learned his lesson this time and stopped using any skills. He rushed towards Son Gohan, wanting to compete with him in strength and physical strength. Frieza dodged and punched out with two fists. Son Gohan stretched out his hand to catch the other's fist. The two men's fingers instantly clasped together and began to compete in strength. Frieza took a horse stance, gritted his teeth, and outputted his strength crazily. Son Gohan had a blank expression on his face, and the power in his hands continued to surge. The stones on the ground were suspended one after another. The entire Namek planet could not withstand this force and kept shaking violently. The two men held their hands tightly, and Son Gohan's body leaned back. Frieza felt a strong force coming and his whole body was pulled up by the other party. Bang! Super Saiyan Son Gohan kicked Frieza's lower abdomen with both feet. The other party felt a pain in his stomach and his hands loosened. His body flew into the air like a kite with a broken string. Son Gohan's body suddenly disappeared from the spot, and when he appeared, he was already waiting for Frieza in the air. He put his hands together and punched the other party in the back with a heavy punch. Ah! Frieza spat out a mouthful of bile and let out a heart-wrenching scream. His body fell to the ground. Boom! A huge deep pit was instantly smashed into the ground. Chapter 38. Okay, that's great. I didn't expect that Gohan would be so powerful after his transformation. The Emperor of the Universe, Frieza, was suppressed and beaten by him. Klin, who was watching the battle not far away, couldn't believe his eyes. He wiped his eyes involuntarily. Yeah, Gohan is going to win at this pace. What the elder said is absolutely correct. Brother Gohan finally defeated those bad guys. Bulma and Dandy were overjoyed after hearing Krillin's words. They knew Son Gohan would not let them down. On the battlefield. Damn Saiyan, never forgive! Frieza exploded with astonishing anger. The area in the pit instantly enlarged countless times. As soon as he exerted force on his feet, his whole body rushed towards Son Gohan like a cannonball. The ground could not withstand this force, and it instantly sank and cracked. You are not ashamed to speak loudly. If you have any ability, just use it. Son Gohan said with disdain. He took a stance and prepared for battle. Bang bang bang! Frieza used all the strength of his body. The two of them instantly struggled with each other, and their speed increased to the extreme. Son Goku and Vegeta couldn't see each other's movements clearly at all. I just heard loud collisions in the air. From time to time, a large groove appears on the ground, and the mountain collapses. They shook their heads helplessly, their own strength was still too weak. If it had been him, he probably wouldn't have been able to catch Frieza's punch. Frieza punched through Son Gohan's body. But there was no blood flowing as expected. The other party's body slowly disappeared, and it turned out to be just an afterimage. Frieza was shocked and began to look around cautiously. But it was still slow. Son Gohan appeared behind Frieza and punched him in the back. Wow! Frieza spurted out a mouthful of old blood. Son Gohan did another sweep, kicking him into the air and smashing him into a mountain. Boom! With a loud bang, Frieza's body was blasted into the mountain. The mountain rocks instantly submerged the opponent's body. Boom! A terrifying energy shot into the sky, and the entire mountain was instantly reduced to smithereens. Damn it, there is no need for this planet to exist anymore. You will be destroyed together with this planet. Frieza was covered in scars and looked very embarrassed. There was murderous intent in his eyes, and his body flew into the air. A huge ball of energy condensed in his hand and expanded instantly. Frieza now hates Son Gohan and this planet. Whether it's energy attacks, or gestures with fists, feet and body, nothing can compare to Son Gohan. He has an idea, which is to destroy this planet and all the people here. No one knew that Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe, would be defeated by Asyun. Oops, Frieza wants to destroy this planet. They are a frozen clan that can survive in the universe. Vegeta saw the energy ball in Frieza's hand that covered the sky. He was also frightened in his heart. Son Goku looked confident. He believed that his son could resolve this crisis. Frieza, since you don't want to live long, then I will grant it to you. Turtle Sect. Qi Gong. Son Gohan said with an indifferent expression. He started making waves of turtle-style Qigong in his hands. A terrifying and domineering energy ball quickly expanded in his palm. The energy ball emits a dazzling light that makes people unable to open their eyes. Wild Monkey, go to hell! Planet Destroyer Bomb. Frieza throws a huge ball of energy containing terror and destructive power towards the ground. He just likes to see the expressions of others struggling in front of him. Wave. Son Gohan pushed out the turtle-style Qigong wave with both hands. A huge beam of energy blasted towards Frieza's energy ball. Boom! The two energy light balls collided instantly. A terrifying and domineering wave of air spread in all directions in an instant. Vegeta and Son Goku stood up on horseback, clenching their fists and crossing them to protect their heads. The two people's footsteps seemed to have taken root, but they were still pushed back several meters by the terrifying air wave. The ground was plowed into two deep furrows. No, it's impossible. You can actually block my energy attack. Full fire power, disappear for me. Frieza's eyes seemed to be spitting out fire, and he fired at the energy ball angrily. The energy instantly surged several times at a speed visible to the naked eye. Little tricks. Son Gohan also increased his energy output, and the energy beam instantly increased several times. The turtle Qigong wave pushed back Frieza's energy wave that covered the sky and the sun. It's not impossible. Frieza let out a heart-rending roar of rage. The huge energy beam of the turtle Qigong wave will instantly devour the opponent, and his body will slowly melt away. The dead cannot die anymore, not a single cell is left. From then on, a generation of universe emperors fell. Northern Kai Wang. Yeah, I won. Gohan, you really didn't disappoint me. I didn't expect Gohan to be so powerful. Ha ha ha, what about the Emperor of the Universe? If he meets Gohan, he can only blame himself for his bad luck. This battle is so exciting. Hey hey hey, from now on our Earth will also have strong men taking over. Look who is so short-sighted and dares to invade the Earth. Caillou, Piccolo, Yamcha, Tianjin Rice, Dumplings, and others who were far away on the northern Caillou planet were dancing for joy. They saw Frieza being melted by the energy of the turtle Qigong wave. Everyone was happy. You said something to me. This thing excites them so much. Son Gohan brought them a big surprise. Not only did they complete their mission, they also saved Piccolo's hometown, the planet Namek. Even Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe, was killed by Gohan and turned into smoke and dust in the universe. Planet Namek. 1. Vegeta looked at Son Gohan with a look of shock and confusion on his face. I didn't expect Frieza to be killed. After this brat transformed into a Super Saiyan, his combat power was truly unfathomable. Gohan, good job. I didn't expect that you would have such terrifying fighting power hidden in your body. Son Goku flew to Son Gohan and patted him on the shoulder, praising him excitedly. I didn't expect that my son would be so powerful. Dad, after transforming into a Super Saiyan, the power in the body will increase to 50%. If you become a Super Saiyan, your combat power will also become terrifying. Son Gohan said with a smile on his face. Due to his own reasons, Son Goku did not break through to the limit of Sun on planet Namek and transformed into a Super Sun. Are you telling the truth? I can also transform into a Super Sun. Son Goku's feet kept jumping back and forth. He was in an extremely happy mood now, and he never thought that he would also have the opportunity to transform into a Super Sun. If the combat effectiveness is increased to 50% after transformation, that is really an astronomical figure. What? Can every Sun become a Super Sun? Isn't it going to be 1000 years before a Super Sun appears? After Vegeta heard the conversation between Son Goku and his son, his face was full of shock and excitement. He has always suspected that this ancient Super Sun legend is false. There is no reason why a lower-level warrior can transform into a Super Sun. Genius warriors cannot transform. Now Vegeta has finally confirmed that he also has a chance to become a Super Sun. How could this not shock and excite him? Pick them all up. Son Gohan removed his Super Sun form, the golden light from his body dissipated, and his hair turned black. He saw the combat power attributes all over the floor, and the corner of his mouth showed a beautiful curve involuntarily. The combat attributes flowed crazily into his body like a small river. In a few breaths, the combat power reaches 30 million. Chapter 39. In the vast universe. Planet 67. King Cold, Frisia's father, seemed to have lost something in his heart. A little tear shed from his eyes involuntarily. What happened to me? Why do I feel so bad? Just when King Cold was at a loss, a voice pulled him back to reality and wiped away the tears from his eyes. Report, King Cold, I just checked that King Frisia's vital signs disappeared. Just now, Lord Frisia seemed to be fighting with someone, and they all emitted powerful fighting power, and then the detector exploded. An electric door opened, and an alien like a toad quickly came to King Cold on the throne and said respectfully. What? My son Frisia's vital signs disappeared. King Cold was very angry when he suddenly heard such bad news. But he thought about it and realized that his son was a member of the Frozen Demon clan with strong vitality and could not die so easily. Even if we find Frisia's cells, we can revive him. He kept comforting his restless heart. Let's set off immediately and search for Frisia at the place where he disappeared last. If he's alive, we must see him, if he's dead, we must see his body. King Cold roared to the people below. I want to see who the other party is, and how dare he attack my son. I must skin him alive. But he never thought that Frisia's cells were melted by the energy of Kamehameha. Yes, I'll do it right away. The toad-like alien ran out in fear. He had never seen King Cold so angry. In fact, Frisia came to Namek to find the Dragon Ball and make a wish without telling his father King Cold. He wanted to be immortal and rule the universe for a longer time. If his father knew, he would definitely snatch the opportunity to make a wish for the Dragon Ball from him. On Namek. Lord Kai! Lord Kai, can you hear what I said? Goku shouted to the sky. Now Krillin, Bulma, Dendi and others are all gathered together. After everyone's decision, all Namekians will be resurrected first. Then use the Dragon of Namek to resurrect the people on Earth. Well, Goku, I heard it. Gohan eliminated Frisia, which is really a cause for celebration. You really made a great contribution to the universe. King Kai said happily. Frisia used to do whatever he wanted in the universe and formed gangs. It was a cancer in the universe, and now this cancer has finally been removed. Lord Kai, I want you to notify the gods on Earth to use the Dragon Balls to resurrect the people on Namek. Then, we will use the Dragon Balls on Namek to resurrect everyone on Earth. Goku simply told everyone's plan. Okay, this method is good, people on both sides can be resurrected. After hearing what Goku said, King Kai thought this method was quite good. He immediately informed the gods on Earth and told them what happened on Namek. After hearing this, the gods immediately got busy, looking for Dragon Balls to make wishes. Meanwhile, on Namek. Ding, a combat attribute of 10,000 is dropped ahead. Ding, combat attribute plus 10,000. The system prompt sound kept coming out of Son Gohan's mind. He smiled at the corners of his mouth, and watched the two people fighting in the air with interest. Bang, bang, bang. The sound of power collision kept coming out in the air. That's right, the two fighting maniacs, Son Goku and Vegeta, were fighting in the air. Suns are warlike, and both of them are fighting with all their might for the promise on earth. They know that Son Gohan and Dende's healing skills are against the sky, and as long as they have a breath, they can be saved. So they are merciless. Both of them are desperate, and they punch each other as if the other party is their father's murderer. Ah! The screams of the two people kept coming out in the air. Fuck! Suns are really too perverted. I feel pain when I hear their screams. Krillin's mouth twitched involuntarily, and his scalp tingled when he saw the two fighting. If Son Gohan hadn't been here, he would have stayed away. The two fought so hard that the ground shook, and there were potholes and desolation everywhere. Son Goku didn't use the King Fist, otherwise Vegeta would have been abused. Both of them tried their best to knock each other down. Vegeta flashed behind Son Goku and attacked, but when he was halfway through the punch, he suddenly changed direction and hit to the right. But he was still too slow, and Son Goku hit the opponent's back with a knee. With a wow, Vegeta spit out a mouthful of old blood. It turned out that he was hit on the back by Son Goku's knee, and the two of them crashed directly into a mountain. Gohan, is it really okay for them to fight like this? Bulma saw this thrilling scene up close. She couldn't help but grab Son Gohan's arm to seek a little sense of security. The fight between the two was really terrifying. It was like the gods and demons in the sky were fighting. If they continue fighting like this, they might even finish building this planet. It's okay, they will be measured, isn't it me? Just put your heart in your stomach and watch this battle. Son Gohan said with confidence. Even if planet Namek explodes, he will use teleportation to leave here. What's more, he won't allow this to happen. Damn it, Kakarot, I'll fight you. Flash cannon. Vegeta became furious, and a powerful aura erupted from his body, and his body was wrapped in white flames. He flew into the air to confront Son Goku, opening his hands widely to release super powerful energy. Turtle Sect. Chi. Gong. Wave. Seeing this situation, Son Goku decisively used the turtle-style Qigong wave. A dazzling light burst out between his two palms. The stones on the ground floated one after another. Boom! Two huge energy beams collided instantly. A wave of air swept across the entire battlefield. There was flying sand and rocks on the ground, just like a typhoon blowing up to level 10. When Son Gohan saw this situation, he had already formed a protective shield to protect everyone. Okay, great. Klin saw this huge energy collision at close range. He couldn't help but swallow a few mouthfuls of saliva. If it weren't for Son Gohan's protective shield protecting them, they might have been blown away by the air wave now. Kakarot, I will not lose to a low-level warrior like you. I am the Prince of the Suns, a genius warrior. Vegeta's crazy output squeezed out all the last bits of fighting power in his body. He has already lost once on Earth, and this time he must regain his dignity as a prince no matter what. Vegeta, you are daydreaming, stop it. Son Goku also suppressed all the energy in his body. Even without Kaioken's blessing, he would still defeat Vegeta. He has not forgotten his promise to Krillin on Earth. When Vegeta invaded the Earth, he was beaten by Son Gohan and couldn't take care of himself. But Son Goku let him go willfully, and promised Klin that he would defeat Vegeta the next time he saw him. The energy of the Turtle Qigong wave pushed back the energy of the flash cannon. Hateful! Boom! With a loud bang, Vegeta was instantly hit by Turtle Qigong and exploded. Thick smoke billowed in the sky. Pick them all up! Son Gohan thought silently in his heart. Combat power attributes poured into his body crazily. The combat power in the personal attribute column reached 32 million. Unexpectedly, the two of them contributed 2 million in combat power. A gust of wind blew and the smoke dissipated. Vegeta's figure appeared, his battle uniform was in tatters everywhere, and he was as embarrassed as a beggar. The two of them kept panting in the air, but in the end, Vegeta missed the mark and lost the battle. Chapter 40. How to transform into a Super Saiyan. Namek. What? The way to transform into a Super Saiyan is to concentrate all your breath on your back. Goku and Vegeta have been treated by Gohan. They are revived with full health and their combat power is greatly improved. Because the Saiyans have a special physique, their combat power is greatly improved after resurrection. Vegeta and Goku learned from Gohan how to transform into a Superman, and their faces were full of shock and excitement. I didn't expect that there is a skill to transform into a Super Saiyan. Gohan was as happy as a child when he saw the two. In fact, when Dragon Ball reached the Majin Buu arc, Super Saiyans were already everywhere. Even Goten and Trunks could transform into Super Saiyans at such a young age. Ha ha ha, so this is the key to transforming into a Super Saiyan. This time I will definitely be able to transform into a Super Saiyan. Vegeta said excitedly. He has always been pursuing powerful power. When he saw Gohan become a Super Saiyan, he was envious and jealous. I didn't expect that I could become a Super Saiyan. Ah! Ah! Two roars sounded, and Son Goku and Vegeta mobilized all their energy. They were eager to become Super Saiyans. Then they concentrated all their strength behind them. Crackling! The bottom of the body came from behind the two people, and there was no sign of becoming a Super Saiyan. After trying several times, the result was the same. Except for exhaustion due to exhaustion, they did not transform into Super Saiyans. What's going on? Isn't our strength enough? Son Goku panted heavily and said with a puzzled look. Is my method wrong? It shouldn't be. Damn it, I can't transform now. Vegeta gritted his teeth and said. I am a genius warrior, why can't I become a Super Saiyan? Your current strength is too low, and your current body can't bear this powerful force at all. Don't worry, when your body's foundation is enough, it will naturally come to fruition. Gohan looked at the two and explained. What? Our strength is too low? The body can't bear the powerful force of transforming into a Super Saiyan? Vegeta and Goku stared at each other. It turned out that I thought too much. The body can't bear the terrifying power of the Saiyan. Time flies. 3 days have passed. The gods of the earth used the Dragon Balls to make wishes and resurrected the Namekians. Because the eldest elder's lifespan has ended and cannot be resurrected. Then the second elder took over smoothly. Dendi has told his people what happened on Namek and that the dragon on earth resurrected everyone. The Namekians are very grateful and love peace. They gathered everyone's strength, and after half a month of hard work, the new Dragon Balls on Namek have been created. After the birth of this new Dragon Ball, the Namekians have upgraded the dragon to a higher level. Now, like the Dragon Balls on Earth, multiple people can be resurrected at one time. And you can still make 3 wishes. Son Goku made a wish, which was to resurrect the people killed by Vegeta and Nappa on Earth. Son Gohan made the second and third wishes, respectively, to make Chi-Chi and Bulma, the mothers of Earth, stay young forever. Even if it is just a little compensation for them. After making a wish to the dragon of Namek, there was a white flame in the sky that merged into the bodies of Bulma and Chi-Chi, slowly changing their physiques. That woman didn't like her eternal youth, so Bulma was naturally very happy. In Dragon Ball, Chi-Chi and Bulma are actually the most pitiful women, because they married Saiyans. Saiyans only practice and fight, and they don't take care of their families at all. Vegeta is better, he found a rich woman. From then on, he didn't have to worry about food and clothing. Bulma's family is rich, and she doesn't have to worry about 3 meals a day. But Chi-Chi is the worst. Since marrying Son Goku, she has devoted herself to this family silently. In the anime, Son Goku spends most of his time training, fighting, or dying. When Raditz invaded the Earth, Son Goku died for a year, and he died for another 7 years during Cell's time. Now I have traveled to Son Gohan's body, and I will take care of anything in the future. I will never allow this family to fall apart. North Kai King. Yeah, resurrected. Goku and the others finally succeeded. Great, I'm finally resurrected. The halo on the heads of Tien Shinyan and others disappeared instantly. And the Shenlong of Namek also helped Jiaozi recover his body. They jumped up excitedly. North Kai King also showed an approving look. Unexpectedly, the Shenlong of Namek was also created. Namek. After discussion, Son Goku and others prepared to return to Earth and practice in the gravity room. Everyone said goodbye to the Namekians. Vegeta, come with us to Earth. We can ask Bulma to build a gravity room for us to practice. Son Goku invited Vegeta. Where can you find such a powerful opponent? What's more, he has nowhere to go now. Tisk, I won't live on that kind of garbage planet. Vegeta still said with a cold face. In fact, he is now homeless and doesn't know where to go. It would be better to go to Earth to practice and find a chance to defeat Kakarot in the future. I am a genius warrior and the Prince of Saiyans. How could I lose to a lower-level warrior? But Vegeta's strong self-esteem made it impossible for him to put down his noble head. He, Vegeta, are you afraid of losing to me? And it's too embarrassing, so you dare not go to Earth. If you are still a man, you can go to Earth with me if you have the ability. We will have a chance to fight again in the future. Son Goku grinned and said sarcastically to Vegeta. He just wants to use the method of provoking the other party to bring him to Earth, so that the two can fight often in the future. Afraid? I, Prince Vegeta, have never been afraid. Kakarot, one day I will kill you myself. Vegeta gnashed his teeth in anger. He didn't expect the other party to be so childish and use provocation. Okay, it's settled, you come to Earth with me. Son Goku said with a wicked smile. I didn't expect Vegeta to agree so quickly. I have learned a new skill, hold hands, and I will take you back to Earth now. Son Gohan said to everyone. I don't want to take a spaceship, it's a waste of time. He wants to try the skill of teleportation. Pretend to be cool. Is that so? Everyone didn't understand and looked at Son Gohan in disbelief. Can we go back by holding hands? You really think we are children? But they still did it, holding each other's hands. Swish. Everyone disappeared instantly. Chapter 41. Teleportation. Earth. Fuck. Holy crap, is this Earth? How do I feel the breath of Grandpa Kame Sennin? Earth? Can any of you tell me that this is not a dream? I can also feel the breath of Teacher Wu Tian. Oh my god, this is teleportation. It takes 6 days at the fastest to return to Earth from planet Namek. Now you are back to Earth in the blink of an eye. Gohan, is this how you did it? Son Gohan and others appeared on the Earth instantly. This wave of magical operations shocked everyone. My dear, not even a god can do this kind of magic. That's right, this is Earth. The corner of Son Gohan's mouth showed a nice smile. The effect of using teleportation for the first time is great. If you want to go anywhere in the future, there is no need to take a spaceship. Ha ha ha, saves trouble and effort. Gohan, how did you do that? Let's try again. Son Goku said with excitement. He thought this move was really amazing. If you know how to do this, it will be easier to go there in the future. Okay, let's go to Kame Sennin's place first. Son Gohan also wanted to try the teleportation skill. He began to sense Kame Sennin's aura. I found it, hold hands. Now Son Gohan's strength has reached the ceiling of the Earth. All the breaths cannot escape my own perception. Soon I sensed Kame Sennin's aura. Brush. Everyone disappeared in their original place again. Turtle Fairy Island. He, that's really on point. Kame Sennin was reading a magazine attentively. All the tears flowed out. Grandfather. Teacher Wu Tian. Suddenly, Kame Sennin heard voices that sounded like Son Goku and Krillin. He was stunned for a moment, then took away the magazine in front of him. Then he saw Son Goku and others appearing in front of him. Fuck. Goku, you guys. Kame Sennin wiped his eyes in disbelief. Several people seemed to appear out of thin air. Am I hallucinating? How did the Suns appear on Earth with Goku and others? Sexy old man, don't you have Alzheimer's disease? We haven't seen each other for more than a month, and you don't know us anymore. When Bulma saw Kame Sento's silly look on his face, he smiled and cursed rudely. This perverted old man reads these inappropriate magazines all day long. Ahem, cough, cough, it turns out it's really you. I thought I was hallucinating. It's great to see you guys back safe. At this time, Kame Sennin finally confirmed that Son Goku and others had really returned from planet Namek. This is the new skill Gohan learned, teleportation. We were teleported here from planet Namek. Son Goku said proudly, as if he wanted everyone to know that his son was very promising. After Kame Sennin heard this, he looked at Son Gohan as if he were a monster. After everyone said hello one by one, they all told what happened on Namek. Now Son Gohan finally figured out the teleportation skill obtained by the Namekian Dragon's Wish. This is the teleportation fusion version of Planet Adra and Kaido God Gabit. In the Dragon Ball anime, there are 2 versions of teleportation. The teleportation of the people on the planet Yadetra can only be done by breath. If you can't feel the breath, you can't use this special skill. The teleportation of Jabbat, the attendant of Kaishin, does not need to rely on breath to move. It can go to places and planets in the lower world at will. Bun Mountain. Hey, my Gohan, I haven't seen him for almost 2 months. I wonder if you wash your hair every day and do your homework. Kikai was in a daze at home and kept talking. Ever since Son Goku and his son left, she has often behaved like this. Mom, we are back. Kikai, are you okay? Son Gohan once again used teleportation to return to his home. It turned out that after they said goodbye to Turtle Immortal, they sent Bulma back to the western capital. Krillin stayed with Kame Sennin. Vegeta trains in Bulma's gravity room. Son Gohan sold the 3 spaceships of the Jinya Force to Bulma's Universal Capsule Company and received a large sum of money. My Gohan, you are back. After Kikai heard Son Gohan's words, her whole body felt like she was receiving an electric shock. Her beautiful eyes flickered at Son Goku and his son. After confirming that he had read it correctly, he stood up and rushed forward to hug Son Gohan and greet him. Son Gohan handed over a large sum of money from selling the spaceship to Kikai, and explained the origin of the money. Kikai smiled so hard that her son couldn't help but praise her when he grew up and could help make money to support the family. From then on the family started a new life. Son Goku also began to practice in the gravity room. Because Son Gohan brought Son Goku's spaceship to planet Namek into the system space and brought it back. That spacecraft had a weight device, and now it was finally used again. In the blink of an eye, half a month passed. Son Gohan calculated the time and the King Cold should come to planet Namek to look for Frieza at this time. He had a plan, which was to gather everyone together and add combat power attributes. As the saying goes, no matter how small a mosquito leg is, it is still meat. They can fight generals and soldiers against soldiers. Son Gohan and his son used teleportation to find Vegeta and Krillin, saying that they would take them to fight. The two followed happily. North Kai King Planet. Suddenly, several guests appeared out of thin air. They were Son Goku and others who used teleportation. What? How did you appear out of thin air? Awesome, I didn't feel your breath just now. This move is really powerful, if you hit us from behind. Tien Shinyan, Jiaozi, Yamcha and Piccolo were all shocked. This wave of operations was really shocking. Uncle Piccolo. Perhaps due to the influence of the original owner's memory, Son Gohan hugged Piccolo's waist and cried with joy. His mind suddenly showed the image of Piccolo protecting himself with his life. At that time, Piccolo said with tears in his eyes, Gohan, you are the only one who talks to me seriously. Gohan, good job, you are my pride. The eyes of the great demon King Piccolo also became moist. He has always had great expectations for Son Gohan. The other party did not disappoint him and successfully saved the Earth and his hometown, Namek. Son Goku explained that the reason for coming this time was to fight, and everyone was eager to try. Son Gohan used the superpower of the Great Elder to improve everyone's potential. The combat power of Piccolo, Tien Shinyan, Yamcha and Jiaozi reached over 10,000. Chapter 42. Dragon Ball Warriors Gather. The Vast Universe. A ball of light like a meteor passed by. When the sight got closer, it turned out to be a spaceship that looked exactly like Frieza. It turned out that King Cold and his men had gathered their men and rushed over in a hurry. Report to the king, there are still 20 minutes to land on Namek. Frieza's vital signs disappeared at this place. A horse-headed alien from the information department said respectfully to King Cold. The aura of King Cold was too strong. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead involuntarily. We all came to the vicinity of Namek, but we didn't find Frieza. It seems that he is in danger. I want all the people on Namek to be buried with him. King Cold looked at the grass-green Namek in front of him, his face showing pain, and roared angrily. In fact, he had long felt that his son was dead. He just looked for Frieza's cells with a fluke mentality. The closer he got to Namek, the heavier his heart became. He still vaguely felt the pain in his heart. He still couldn't accept that Frieza had died like this. Planet Namek. Not good. There is a very strong and evil aura approaching our planet. There are many guys with stronger auras than ours. Yeah, what should we do? These bastards must be here to steal the Dragon Balls. This aura is several times stronger than Frieza's a month ago. And there are quite a few of them. Oh my god, are we really going to be exterminated as Namekians? Who will save us? The Namekians could already feel that this very strong evil aura was approaching their planet. And there were many aliens who were stronger than them. Everyone was traumatized by Frisia. These aliens were too powerful and inhumane. If Son Gohan hadn't come to their rescue last time, Frisia would have exterminated them. It would be great if Brother Gohan was here. He will definitely be able to defeat the bad guys once again. Dendi suddenly said at this time. Everyone's eyes were all on him. Yes, now only Super Saiyans can destroy these evil invaders. How can we find a way to notify them? Time passed by. The Namekians were all anxious. But they had no way to stop this disaster. Boom! A huge spaceship flew over their heads in the sky. An evil breath instantly enveloped the entire planet. The Namekians were all trembling with fear. Just when they were at a loss. Swish! Suddenly, a large group of people appeared in the sky. It turned out that Son Gohan once again used the skill of teleportation to teleport everyone here. Everyone slowly landed in front of Namek. Brother Son Gohan, that's great. Dendi ran to Son Gohan and gave him a bear hug, as if grabbing a life-saving straw. Just now, the brothers were all scared and at a loss, and he was also very scared. Seeing Son Gohan and others falling from the sky again, Namek was also excited. They were like taking a reassurance pill, knowing that their planet was saved. Son Gohan felt a very strong breath. It seems that Frisia's father King Cold has come. My hometown, Namek, I'm back. Piccolo looked at his people and hometown, and felt an indescribable sense of intimacy. He took a few deep breaths and slowly exhaled to ease the excitement in his heart. Now Piccolo seems to be living abroad, and has never seen his people. Suddenly one day he returned to his motherland and hometown and saw people who were exactly the same as himself. At this moment, Piccolo couldn't describe his feelings in words. Hello, welcome back. At this time, the Namek people were excited and attracted by Piccolo's words. They finally saw their people living on Earth, Piccolo. Everyone greeted one by one. Then they flew towards the direction of the spacecraft landing. The Namek people who had no combat power did not come to the battlefield. Because if the Elder died, the Dragon Ball would disappear, and then everyone would not be able to use the Dragon Ball to revive. The huge hatch of the spaceship slowly opened. King Cold came out. A large group of little Rolos followed behind him. This time King Cold came here deliberately to seek revenge, so he brought all the troops with him. When everyone saw King Cold's appearance, they suddenly understood. It turned out to be Frisia's family, they looked exactly the same. Vegeta, you are here too, it seems that Frisia's death is inseparable from you. King Cold's eyes were bloodshot, like an angry lion. Suppressing the anger in his heart, he roared at Vegeta and others. His form is very similar to Frisia's second form, tall and mighty. He, I didn't have the ability to kill Frisia before. It's also good to kill you now. Vegeta showed a wicked smile at the corner of his mouth, and said to King Cold with a playful look. When he saw Frisia's father, he wanted to kill him. Why say so much? Just do it. When Son Gohan saw King Cold now, it was as if he saw his fighting power soaring. This time he will definitely gain a lot. Saiyans are really hard to tame. It seems that Frisia was right to destroy your planet Vegeta. King Cold smiled smugly at Vegeta and Son Gohan. He also noticed the brown tail on Son Gohan's butt. I didn't expect that there were Saiyans besides Vegeta. Damn it, you deserve to die. Vegeta's eyes seemed to be about to spit out fire. Now he was like an angry tiger. Saiyans? What's so great about them? It's really like a newborn calf who is not afraid of a tiger. King Cold saw that Son Gohan was just a little kid and thought that he had no fighting power. His sharp eyes swept over everyone one by one, and said with disdain. The strongest fighting power among this group of people was only more than 10,000. Son Goku could feel that King Cold's strength was even stronger than Frisia's. Kill them! King Cold waved his hand and ordered the large army behind him. After that, his body slowly flew into the air to watch the battle. Kill! Kill them and avenge King Frisia! Charge! A group of little Roros were like flies, all of them rushed towards Son Goku and others. At least there were hundreds of little Roros in Frisia's army. Don't be afraid, fight to death, even if you die, we can revive with Dragon Balls. Kill! Namek's top combat master Neru roared. Today it's either you die or I die. Now with the participation of Son Gohan and others, they are fearless. At worst, after death, they can be resurrected with Dragon Balls. Chapter 43, Big Melee. Planet Namek. Ding, combat power attribute 100 is dropped from the front. Ding, combat power attribute plus 100. As soon as the battle started, system prompts kept coming from Son Gohan's mind. Ha ha ha. Fight as much as you like, the more intense the fight, the faster the combat power attribute will drop. When he saw this large-scale battle, he felt very happy. This time I am going to make a fortune. The current scene is just like when Frieza was resurrected in Dragon Ball Super and brought the legion of people to Earth to seek revenge, a big melee. King Cold did not take action. He was suspended in the air and watched the battle. Son Goku, his son, and Vegeta also did not take action for the time being. They also flew into the air to watch the battle. Because they know that with the current combat effectiveness, if they take the lead, then all those with low combat effectiveness will be crushed to pieces by their air waves. Piccolo, Tianjin Fan, Yamcha, Dumpling, Klin, and others are like wolves among sheep. Namek's genius warrior Neru was like chopping melons and vegetables, frantically harvesting the lives of the invaders. Piccolo and others used Son Gohan to stimulate their potential power, and their combat prowess, like Krillin's, was in the early 10,000s. This is their battlefield now. If they wait until Son Gohan and others appear, they will have no chance to take action. The people of Frieza's Legion are just making up the numbers. Their combat strength is basically around 2 to 3,000. Last time, all the elites of Frieza's Legion were lost on Namek. The Jinya team's combat effectiveness is quite good, but it has been destroyed by the group. Sabo and Dodoria's combat power has just exceeded 20,000, and they are Frieza's biggest hits. It is conceivable that Frieza's Legion is a ragtag bunch. There is no doubt that the battle is one-sided. King Cold watched the battle expressionlessly. I don't feel sorry for the dead little Luo Luo at all. Ding, the Namekian blood attributes are dropped. Damn it! Namekian blood? Can even this be dropped? This system is really awesome. Pick them all up. Son Gohan read subconsciously. Combat power attributes and Namekian blood attributes were integrated into his body. Ha ha ha, it's really great. Then can I, like Cell, have the blood of multiple people at the same time? In the future, as long as the head is not destroyed, it can be reborn infinitely. The battle lasted for an hour, and everyone in Frieza's Legion was wiped out. The Namekians also suffered heavy casualties, with only 5 or 6 people left. If it weren't for the assistance of Nelu, Piccolo, and others, all the Namekians might have been killed. Klin and the others were all dissatisfied. Although they had high combat power, they couldn't afford to have so many people. Son Gohan picked up all the combat power attributes. The combat power in the personal attribute panel is now 35 million. In other words, this battle gained 5 million combat power. Waste, everything is waste. King Cold yelled angrily. Such a huge legion didn't even have a single useful subordinate. King Cold, now that the show is over, it's our turn to take action. Vegeta's hands were already itching unbearably. Over the past half-month, he has been practicing in the gravity chamber, and he feels that his body has become significantly stronger. Vegeta, I will make your life worse than death. King Cold showed an evil smile and said. Wait until you see my true strength, will you still be so arrogant? Let's fight somewhere else. Son Goku shouted to King Cold. Then a strong aura erupted from his body and flew to the other side. There are too many wounded here. If we fight here, it will definitely affect the life and death of these people. It's the same everywhere we fight. Today I'm going to kill all you Syuns. King Cold said harsh words and flew to the side after Son Goku. He wants to kill all Syuns and everyone on this planet. Kakarot, you bastard, you actually stole my opponent. Vegeta roared angrily and chased after King Cold. He didn't expect Son Goku to come up with this move. The three of them didn't fly very far before they stopped. Let me help you treat it. Son Gohan landed, and he said to Piccolo and others. Because the Namekians in healing form did not come to the battlefield. So if they don't get timely treatment, they may die. Gohan, thank you. You are our great benefactor to Namek. Neru said sincerely, if Gohan hadn't led his people to protect Namek, he and the others might be dead now. Piccolo and others didn't know why. Did Gohan bring the fairy beans? The Earth warriors stared blankly with confused expressions on their faces. But how could he put his palm on the Namekian's body? Don't make a fuss, everyone. In fact, Gohan has learned the healing technique now. Klin saw Tianjin rice, yamuti, dumplings, and Piccolo's expressions of curiosity. He explained. What? Healing. When did Gohan become so powerful? Did he only learn it when he came to Namek? Piccolo and the others were waiting for Son Gohan with their eyes fixed. A white aura kept gushing out of his palm and began to repair the wounds of the injured. The wounds of the Namekians healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. In the blink of an eye, a person who was about to die suddenly became full of energy. Piccolo, Tien Shinyan, Yamcha, and Jiaozi were so shocked that they could stuff a duck egg into their mouths. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they really couldn't believe that there was such a terrifying healing technique in the world. This healing technique is comparable to the senzu beans on Earth. After a while, all the injured Namekians were revived with full blood. Gohan, this healing technique is really amazing. It's simply a magical skill. You kid has a bright future. Piccolo and the others also experienced it personally and praised it. Because they had little combat power left after this battle. Besides, everyone was injured to varying degrees. After Gohan's treatment, not only did they recover from their injuries, but their combat power was also full of blood. After everyone recovered, they all flew in the direction of King Cold, Son Goku, and Vegeta. Son Gohan took the luxury spaceship driven by King Cold into the system space. When he returns to Earth, he will sell another one. Now he has 2 spaceships. Frisia's spaceship is still in the system space. It may be because Son Gohan was an orphan in his previous life, or he doesn't want his mother Chi-Chi to worry about money. After collecting the spaceship, Son Gohan found a place to be a spectator and enjoy the combat power. Ah! A low voice sounded, and Son Goku took a horse stance, and a burst of energy rushed into the sky. He instantly burst out all his strength, and a ball of white flames wrapped around his whole body. He looked at King Cold with excitement. Sun, your courage is commendable, but you chose the wrong opponent. King Cold looked at Son Goku's body wrapped in white flames, and said with disdain. At this time, a powerful breath also burst out from his body. The battlefield was filled with the smell of gunpowder, and Tien Shinyan and the others were all looking forward to it. The war was about to begin. Chapter 44. The game between the 2 major races. On the battlefield. King Cold, give me your life. At this time, Vegeta also rushed here and punched King Cold. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly, revealing an evil smile. I saw Vegeta's figure suddenly disappeared from the spot. Vegeta, you are too cunning. Son Goku saw his prey being robbed. He also rushed towards King Cold. A trick, I see you. King Cold looked alert and punched forward. Neither of them played hard, both chose to resist. Although in the anime, King Cold died at the hands of future Trunks, his fighting power was not weak. Bang! The 2 fists collided with each other, making a dull loud noise. A terrible impact came, and King Cold's body did not move at all, as if he had roots under his feet. And Vegeta retreated more than 10 steps. Boom! With a loud bang, Son Goku also rushed over and punched the 8 abdominal muscles of King Cold. But the opponent was not hurt at all, but Son Goku felt like he was hitting a steel plate. Hit, hit, hit. He used the Wolf Fang Wind Fist and kept hitting King Cold's lower abdomen. Ding, the combat power attribute dropped by 1000 in front. Ding, the combat power dropped by plus 10,000. As soon as the battle started, the system prompt sounded in Son Gohan's mind. He watched the battle with interest. Is this your strength? It's like tickling me. King Cold looked at Son Goku with a playful look. He grabbed the opponent's hand and turned it 130 degrees, and threw it at Vegeta who was flying over. Vegeta's body dodged the Son Goku who was smashing over with a strange body movement. He used his true strength all at once. A strong breath burst out from his body. A ball of white flames wrapped around his whole body. Vegeta wanted to press King Cold to the ground and rub it, so that he could highlight his strength. Is the difference in strength too great? 20 times the Kaioken. Son Goku saw that his attack had no effect at all. He decisively used 20 times the fighting power to fight. Son Goku was wrapped in red flames. His speed and fighting power were greatly improved, and soon he rushed to the opponent again. Bang, bang, bang. The three of them fought for hundreds of rounds in a blink of an eye. King Cold seized the opportunity and punched Son Goku in the lower abdomen. But his fist changed direction before it hit the opponent's body and punched him from behind. It turned out that this was a feint of Son Goku, and he used his high speed to get behind the opponent. But King Cold was also a veteran, and his instinct was to punch him from behind. Bang! Son Goku's body was once again blown away. King Cold's eyes suddenly shot out two beams of light. Vegeta used his ability to sense breath, leaned back, and kicked King Cold on the chin. Thus he avoided the opponent's sneak attack. After the attack was successful, Vegeta pursued the victory and moved at high speed to the top of King Cold. He hit the opponent's head with both hands. Bang! King Cold's body was like a cannonball smashed into the sea. Son Goku and Vegeta bombarded the sea water with energy bombs. Boom! The energy bomb exploded in the sea, splashing dozens of meters high. I didn't expect to see this battle so shocking at such a close distance. Their fighting power is so strong that I can't see their movements clearly. Good, so powerful. This battle is really terrifying. At this time, the Namekians and the warriors on Earth were watching this battle, and their foreheads were covered with cold sweat. If Goku and his son and Vegeta were there, Namek might have been destroyed long ago. The sea water was constantly steaming, as if the water was boiling. A column of water shot up into the sky, and King Cold was standing on it. How could this be possible? The opponent was not hurt at all after such a fierce fire attack. Our battle was too different. Goku was surprised to see King Cold flying out of the sea. A tiger father has no dog son. No wonder Frisia's fighting power is so strong. Vegeta was angry to see King Cold unscathed. He didn't expect that his and Kakarot's attacks had no effect at all. Sion, it's time to end the warm-up now. Next, you start to accept my anger. King Cold looked down at Goku and Vegeta. His eyes seemed to be playing with his prey. His breath burst out all at once. What? His aura is still rising. King Cold said this is a warm-up move. But Goku has used 20 times the Kaioken. Damn it, I can't help at all. Pico and others were so angry that they gritted their teeth, blaming themselves for being too weak. I didn't expect that Son Goku had already shown his true fighting power, while his opponent was still warming up. Ho ho ho. Sorry to keep you waiting. King Cold felt the majestic power within his body. He laughed happily. This damn laughter makes me want to puke when I hear it. Vegeta was furious and took the lead. He dodged and rushed forward, punching King Cold on the head. Boom! King Cold did not dodge, and his face and fist came into close contact. But he stood like the Eiffel Tower, nothing happened at all. What? How can this be? Vegeta's eyes widened, as if he had seen a ghost, and his forehead was covered with cold sweat. He saw that his fist was still attached to the face of King Cold. The opponent's head completely blocked his fist. And he looked at himself like an idiot. Nothing is impossible. The game is over now, lie down, Vegeta. King Cold's sandbag-sized fist hit Vegeta's lower abdomen. Wow! A sharp pain instantly shot from his lower abdomen, and Vegeta spit out a mouthful of old blood. He held his belly with both hands and his body arched into the shape of a prawn. Fuck! Instant kill. I didn't expect the difference in strength between the two to be so big. Vegeta can't even withstand a punch from King Cold. The melon eaters watching the battle were shocked. How could they fight? The battle between the two is like the battle between an adult and a child. Does it hurt? It hurts. I will torture you until life is worse than death. King Cold said with a ferocious expression. He used the crazy death beam and hit Vegeta's body with energy from his fingers. Ah! Heart-rending screams sounded out one after another, making people's scalp numb. Chapter 45. Vegeta. It happened in a flash. I didn't expect that King Cold's strength was so terrifying that he could suppress Vegeta in an instant. Son Goku roared and fired an energy bomb at King Cold. He, are all Usians so impulsive? Don't worry, it will be your turn soon. King Cold stopped attacking and raised his hand to knock away the energy that Son Goku had blasted over. The corners of his mouth curled up, as if a cat was watching a mouse. Vegeta, wait until I get rid of your companions, and then we can have some fun. King Cold suddenly appeared above Vegeta and knocked him to the ground with a heavy punch. Boom! A huge deep pit was smashed into the ground. Vegeta lay in the pit weakly, his eyes showing great unwillingness and helplessness. Kameha! Chi! Gong! Wave! It turned out that Son Goku saw that his energy bomb was useless against King Cold. He decisively used the Kamehameha wave with 20 times the Kaioken. A huge beam of light blasted towards the opponent. Humble Sun, die! With one finger of King Cold, an energy bomb that covered the sky and the sun took shape instantly. With a light stroke of his finger, the huge energy bomb blasted towards Son Goku's Kamehameha wave. Bang! Two huge energies collided. Suddenly, the planet Namek collapsed and the sea water poured back. The sky was covered with dark clouds, lightning, and thunder. The weather changed due to the collision of these two forces. Ding! The combat power attribute dropped 20,000 in front. Ding! Combat power attribute plus 20,000. Great, so powerful. Goku, you have to hold on. If this huge energy ball falls on Namek, the entire planet may be destroyed. The spectators clenched their palms and watched this wave with a nervous look on their faces. Go to hell! King Cold saw that the opponent's energy beam could fight against his own. Just now, he just temporarily condensed an energy bomb. He immediately increased the output, and the energy wave instantly surged several times. The energy beam of Kamehameha wave was forced to retreat again and again. Son Goku also gritted his teeth and persisted, outputting all his energy. The energy beam of Kamehameha wave surged instantly, but it seemed to be useless. The opponent's energy bomb did not stop, and blasted in a crushing posture. Ha ha ha, tremble, Sun. Our frozen demon clan is the strongest in this universe. King Cold laughed triumphantly when he saw this situation. Gohan, take action. Your father is about to collapse. Krillin said anxiously when he saw this situation. He didn't hear a response, and couldn't help but look at Son Gohan next to him. But there was still the shadow of the opponent there. Swish! Son Gohan's figure suddenly appeared next to Son Goku. He also exploded with 5 times the Kaioken, and his whole body was wrapped in red and white flames. Son Gohan's Kamehameha wave took shape instantly and blasted at the energy bomb of King Cold. Boom! The Kamehameha waves of the two instantly blasted back the opponent's energy bomb. Yo, I didn't expect your strength to be so strong. In a critical moment, King Cold dodged the attack of the energy bomb. His heart was in turmoil, and he didn't expect the power of these two Suns to be so great. He, Gohan, the next battle is up to you. It's time for me to leave. Son Goku withdrew the Kaioken, recovered his state, patted Son Gohan on the shoulder, and said with a look of relief. After that, he flew away from the battlefield and came to Krillin and others to become a spectator. He had nothing to do with the next battle. Staying to help would only be a drag. What's more, in the previous battle, King Cold had not yet shown his true strength. If the other party had taken it seriously, he would have been lying down like Vegeta. Pick them all up. Son Gohan muttered to himself. The combat power attribute on the ground was like a small river, rushing into his body crazily. The combat power was surging crazily, and in a few breaths, the number stayed at 40 million. The corners of his mouth couldn't help but smile, and his combat power increased by another 5 million. What is going on? You look down on me too much, don't you? You actually let a child fight me. Sun, I really admire your courage and ignorance. Don't regret it, I'll break this little brat's neck in a moment. King Cold saw Son Goku fly away from the battlefield, leaving only a little guy to fight with him. He was stunned and disdainful. Even if this child started practicing since birth, how far can his combat power go? King Cold, you are too arrogant. My strength is not just a little bit strong. Feel it carefully, what is the terrifying power of crushing? Boom! Gohan withdrew the King Fist, and a burst of energy rushed into the sky. The terrifying breath rushed out crazily. The ground sank instantly. Gohan instantly turned into a Super Saiyan. His eyes became extremely sharp, and he squinted at King Cold. What? The blonde-haired Sun. Frieza, were you killed? King Cold kept taking a few steps back. This look is so scary. He thought of his ancestors' last words before his death, be careful of Suns with yellow hair. That's right, I killed Frieza. Son Gohan said with sharp eyes without any emotion. The air seemed a bit colder. Okay, great. This power is really terrifying. Watching it up close makes it difficult to breathe. Is this Gohan's true strength? It's too scary. Everyone watching this battle was frightened. This breath is really shocking. I didn't feel it up close last time, and now I'm completely scared. Okay, arrogant kid, today I will cut you into pieces. King Cold also burst out with 100% strength. His fighting power is several times stronger than Frieza's. Everyone felt like they were demons crawling out of hell. Unexpectedly, King Cold also hit his strength. Sun, suffer death. King Cold struck first, attacking Son Gohan with a huge energy bomb. Boom! Son Gohan raised his hand and swatted the energy bomb away. His body suddenly disappeared from where it was. When he appeared again, he sprayed a huge energy bomb from his palm and bombarded King Cold's back. Ah! King Cold let out a scream and his body flew backwards. Immediately after Son Gohan made a high-speed movement, he caught up with the King Cold's body and flew backwards. One knee pushed the opponent's body towards a mountain. Boom! The King Cold's body was pushed up by Son Gohan and smashed into a huge rock. With a wow sound, he spat out a mouthful of old blood. Chapter 46. My Ice Demon Clan is the strongest race in this universe. King Cold roared angrily. His eyes began to gather energy, and he wanted to use the light range skill. Just now, he was too careless, and there was a child who had no fighting power. Unexpectedly, the opponent took advantage of it. I also know this trick. When Son Gohan saw that the opponent was going to use the light eye, he also began to gather. Bang! The two light eyes collided instantly. King Cold was instantly blasted into the mountain. Son Gohan followed and flew in. So powerful, I didn't expect that such a strong King Cold would be beaten by Gohan. Gohan's power is really terrifying. We haven't seen what happened clearly, and King Cold was knocked to the ground. What is going on? Tien Shinyan, can you see their movements clearly with your three eyes? Everyone was confused, and they haven't seen clearly how the other party attacked. Son Gohan's fighting power completely exceeded their cognition. I didn't expect that after only 2 months of not seeing each other, the other party would be reborn. His fighting power has left me and others far behind. Piccolo and Son Goku were all smiles. Let's return to the battlefield. Bang, bang, bang. The whole mountain was razed to the ground in an instant. The two flew into the air from the ruins. Crazy Death Beam. The King of Cold was covered in wounds and angrily used the Crazy Death Beam. He wanted to use energy to attack the other party. A trifle. Son Gohan turned into a Super Saiyan with a fighting power of 2 billion. Now he completely ignored all energy attacks. Boom, boom, boom. Son Gohan let the dense energy bombs hit him, but it had no effect at all. King of Cold was sweating anxiously, but he had no choice. Son Gohan rushed out of the energy bomb and punched King of Cold's head. Bang! King of Cold's body flew backwards, like a kite with a broken string. Son Gohan didn't give him a chance to breathe, and moved in front of him at high speed, kicking him again. Suddenly, they started playing football in the air. The sound of King Cold's screams kept coming from the air. The spectators could only hear the screams coming from the air, and couldn't see the movements of the two people at all. Vegeta was alone in the deep pit, gritting his teeth. It seemed that everyone had forgotten him. This is too much, this planet doesn't need to exist. King Cold was just dismissing Son Gohan's tricks. He was already overwhelmed by anger, and sent a burst of energy to the ground. If they wanted to blast Namek into pieces, these people would fall out of the universe. They didn't have the ability to survive in the universe, and they would all die in the end. It's bad. Gohan, we can't catch up. Are we all going to die? King Cold, you bastard! He wants to die with us. Everyone was scared and sweated. If this energy hit Namek, then the entire planet will be instantly disintegrated. Everyone will die in an instant. Kyud, your idea is not wrong, but it's a pity that you chose the wrong person. Time stop technique. Son Gohan instantly activated his superpowers and held his breath. Suddenly, everything on Namek stopped. It was like the TV was paused. Only Son Gohan could still move. He flashed to the place where the energy bomb was about to fall. While Son Gohan was condensing the energy of the Kamehameha wave, he silently calculated how many seconds time could be stopped. Now King Cold has killed people with bloodshot eyes, and he must not be left behind. When it was 5 seconds, he felt so uncomfortable. Hi! He exhaled, and the time stop technique instantly failed, and everything began to return to its original state. Son Gohan sent out the Kamehameha wave, and a huge beam of light instantly swallowed up the energy bomb that King Cold had bombarded. Then he rushed towards the opponent with undiminished momentum. How could this happen? How can you be so fast? No! The huge energy beam instantly devoured King Cold, leaving only a scream. Pick them all up! Gohan said silently in his heart, and the combat power attributes on the ground continued to merge into his limbs. In the personal attribute panel, the combat power has reached 45 million. Yeah, I won. You scared me to death just now. I knew that Gohan would not let us down. You still have the nerve to say that. Your face was blue with fear just now. Tien Shinyan and others were stunned for a moment, and then said excitedly. This battle completely refreshed their understanding of power. They are now eager to start training, with the goal of surpassing Gohan. Gohan, thank you, you have saved their planet again. The Namekians also cheered and jumped up to vent their excitement. They were really happy. After destroying Queen Cold, the Namekians used the Dragon Balls to resurrect their people. Son Gohan also made a wish, hoping that Son Goku would be free from illness and immune to all poisons. Because he knew that by the time of the Cell arc, Son Goku would have a chronic heart attack. If it weren't for future Trunks delivering the medicine, the consequences would be disastrous. Time flies. A year has passed quietly. After destroying Queen Cold, Son Gohan used teleportation to bring everyone back to Earth again. Everyone started their own training. Suddenly, a huge spaceship entered the Earth's atmosphere. A terrifying and evil aura instantly enveloped the Earth. Oh no, the Earth is in danger. The Earth's god felt this powerful and evil aura, and his face turned pale with fear. The sweat on his forehead kept flowing down, the momentum was too strong. He looked in the direction of Baizai Mountain and muttered to himself, Son Gohan, the survival of the Earth depends on you. Is this evil aura Frieza? It shouldn't be. Could it be? As soon as this aura approached the Earth, Son Gohan sensed it. It seems that because he destroyed King Cold and Frieza, some plots have changed. Now it is Frieza's brother Gula who came to Earth to seek revenge. Cooler is the ruler of a certain area of the universe. He first appeared in Dragon Ball Z Movie 5 Strike. The strongest vs. the strongest. When Frieza destroyed the Suns, Cooler stood by and spared the young Son Goku, Kakarot, who was sent to Earth. He also laughed at Frieza's carelessness. 24 years later, Frieza was defeated by Son Goku, who became a Super Saiyan. In the movie, in order to defeat Son Goku, Cooler and his subordinates attacked the Earth. I didn't expect him to arrive on Earth so quickly. Soon, the Dragon Ball Z warriors Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien Shinyan, Gyoza, and Krillin all sensed this terrifying and evil aura invading the Earth. They all set out and flew in the direction of the evil aura. Chapter 47. Future Trunks. Just as everyone rushed towards the evil breath, a time machine suddenly appeared on the Earth and slowly landed on the ground. Mom, we succeeded. The hatch of the time machine slowly opened, and a boy carrying a sword jumped out from it. Wearing a windbreaker with the Universal Capsule logo, with light blue hair, he looked about 16 or 17 years old. He looked at this familiar place and said excitedly, Hey, what's going on? Did I come to the wrong time and space? Why are there 3 Saiyan breaths? This powerful breath is from Mr. Son Gohan? How can they be so similar? The other 2 Saiyan breaths should be Uncle Son Goku and Dad. That's right, it was future Trunks who came here, and he was full of question marks now? Logically speaking, Uncle Son Goku should not have returned to Earth yet. And why is there only one evil breath? Isn't it that King Cold has resurrected Frieza and the 2 have come to Earth to seek revenge? He shook his head and shook off the thoughts in his head. Never mind. Now rush over to see what's going on. Whoosh! Future Trunks transformed the time machine back into the universal capsule and put it into the convenience box. Then a white flame burst out from his body and flew directly towards the evil breath. What is this power? Trunks! Son Gohan felt a breath of Sun's. A young man with a long sword on his back suddenly appeared in his mind. Unexpectedly, Future Trunks also appeared. This breath is a Sun. What is going on? Vegeta also felt a very familiar breath of Sun's. There are not many Suns left, who is it? It seems that the other party appeared out of thin air. Vegeta did not have time to think about it and flew towards the direction of the evil breath. Because the powerful Sun breath was also approaching there. Gohan, what is this terrifying breath? It looks like Frieza. Why do I feel that there is another very familiar breath that suddenly appeared out of thin air, as if it is a Sun? Son Goku looked at Son Gohan with a puzzled look and asked. Why did the earth suddenly emit two very powerful auras? We'll understand if we go over and take a look. Gohan grabbed Goku's hand and used teleportation to teleport over. Boom! A huge spaceship landed on Earth in an instant. Is this Earth? It's a really nice planet. No wonder the Suns settled here. The hatch slowly opened and Cooler walked out of the spaceship. Feeling that the gravity of this planet was very light, he sighed. His subordinates walked out one after another behind Cooler. Shiza, calm judgment and very strong combat power of 170,000. Dre, strong strength, combat power of 185,000. Nez, combat power of 163,000. The three of them are Cooler's vanguard troops, just like the Jinya force of Frieza's army. Swish! Goku and his son used teleportation to rush over first. Then Future Trunks arrived second. What's going on? Who is this guy who looks like Frieza? How could Uncle Son Goku appear here? Did I really come to the wrong time and space? Gula is strong, and is about the same height as Son Goku. His usual posture is no different from that of ordinary people, and he occasionally crosses his arms in front of his chest. He has blood-red eyes and purple-black lips. There are two lines like blood and tears under his eyes, and the purple shell on his body is shiny. There are 3 toes on one foot, and the footsteps will make a crunching sound when walking. The whole body is protected by a shell, which can effectively resist all ordinary physical attacks and damages. It is mostly used to protect joints and bones, resist friction, and resist blows. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect you to come to the door yourself. Sun, let me introduce myself. I am Frieza's brother Gula. I came to Earth to destroy all of you Suns. The strongest warriors in the universe are only our frozen demon clan. Gula looked at Son Goku and his son and Future Trunks and introduced. He came to Earth to seek revenge because he felt that Frieza and King Cold had lost face for the family. He must destroy all the Suns and save his face. What? Frieza's brother? What's going on? Did I really come at the wrong time? Shouldn't it be King Cold and Mechanical Frieza who came to Earth to seek revenge? Where did Frieza's brother come from? Hello, Trunks. Son Gohan ignored Cooler's words. He came to Trunks and greeted him in a voice that only the two of them could hear. In fact, he was also very sad for Future Trunks in his previous life, fighting alone in a desperate time and space. Future Trunks is a Sun who doesn't waste time. What's going on? Gohan teacher actually knows me. Future Trunks was shocked. I didn't expect that Gohan teacher in this time and space would actually know him. Didn't I come to the wrong time and space? I used to travel through time and space like you, so I know your origins. Gohan said something casually to get by. When Trunks wanted to find out what was going on, a scolding interrupted the conversation between the two. Asshole, I'm talking here, and you're chatting downstairs. You wild monkeys, you're too rude, I'm going to kill you. Furu saw Gohan and Future Trunks whispering. His eyes turned cold, and he raised his hand to point at Gohan and Trunks. 2 death beams shot at Gohan and Trunks respectively. Gohan also sent 2 death beams to Furu. Trunks also fired an energy bomb. Furu's death beam and Gohan's death beam cancelled out. And Trunks' energy arrived instantly. Furu raised his hand and knocked the energy away. Whoosh! Asshole, are you a Sun? Why is your hair light blue? Vegeta asked Future Trunks as soon as he arrived. He had never seen a Sun with lavender hair. Yes, Mr. Vegeta, the hair is natural. Future Trunks said tremblingly. He lowered his head slightly, not daring to look at Vegeta. Tears kept rolling in his excited eyes. I finally saw my dad. How is it? Are you disappointed? Son Gohan patted Future Trunks on the shoulder and said. I feel very happy, just like what my mother said. Future Trunks put his mood in order and said excitedly. When he was a child, his wish was to see the father who had a strong self-esteem, as his mother said. Because when he was very young, Vegeta in the future time and space was killed by the android. Whoosh! Whoosh! At this time, Piccolo and others had all rushed to the battlefield. Before they could ask what was going on, they saw the guy who looked like Frieza gave an order. Kill them, don't leave any. At Gula's order, the armored troops behind him were dispatched instantly. Like locusts, they rushed towards Vegeta and others in the air. Son Gohan flew into the air. These people were not worth his effort. Future Trunks also flew up. He wanted to find out what was going on. But now was obviously not the time to ask about this. The two flew away from the battlefield and came to the side to watch the battle. But their departure was seen by Gula, and he also flew after them. Kill, don't leave any Suns. 3 capable generals, Shavza, Dre, and Nez, fought against Vegeta and Son Goku. Because the detector showed that these two people had the strongest combat power. Piccolo and others also joined the battlefield. After a year of training, their combat power has also improved a lot. Just use this battle to test the results of this year's training. Suddenly, flames shot up into the sky and wailed. As soon as the battle started, Son Gohan's mind kept hearing the system prompt sound. Ding, the combat power attribute of 1000 is dropped in front. Drop combat power attribute plus 100. Chapter 48. Cooler vs Future Trunks. On the battlefield. You two little bastards are hiding here. You are all going to die today. Feel the terrifying power from hell. Gula has been searching for Son Gohan and Future Trunks. When had he ever been so angry? These two guys were so arrogant. While he was talking just now, these two bastards ignored him. He actually dared to take action against himself. He really couldn't shed tears until he saw the coffin. Boom! Gula's body erupted with a terrifying and evil powerful aura, instantly covering the entire earth. He can't follow the old path of Frieza and King Cold and show his true strength all at once. Final form. After the transformation, his body became larger and stronger. Starting from the head, the 4 corners extend to the back, and the mouth is protected by a mask. Of course, it does not need to be covered. The eyes turned red and the pupils disappeared, the other 2 shoulders protruded like breast protectors, and 2 horns grew from the back. The arms also grow like knife-like protrusions, and their strength is further improved. What's happening here? How could Gula's aura be so powerful? Will he transform again? Future Trunks instantly transformed into a Super Saiyan. He is the least wasteful Saiyan, and he showed his true strength right away. Clang! The sword behind his back was instantly unsheathed. A cold aura instantly filled the entire battlefield. What? This bastard can actually turn into a Super Saiyan. At this time, Vegeta saw Future Trunks transforming into a Super Saiyan. He gritted his teeth and said angrily. Every kid can turn into a Super Saiyan. And as the prince of the Saiyans and a genius warrior, he was still unable to become a Super Saiyan. Vegeta was as angry as a tiger, venting his anger on his opponents. His surge was on full fire. In an instant, the 3 fierce generals of Gula were desperately harvested. Fang only had a combat power of 100,000, but now he has more than 1,000,000. He also flew away from the battlefield and came to watch the battle. Piccolo and the others were like a tiger swarming a pack of wolves, frantically harvesting each other's lives. They all want a quick victory and watch the battle later. It's amazing. I didn't expect this kid to become a Super Saiyan. Son Goku also inspired his inner fighting spirit and burst out with powerful momentum. All the little Luo were knocked away. He had a look of envy and jealousy on his face. I didn't expect that all young people today are so fierce. Gula was actually able to transform again, and his aura seemed to be stronger than that of the young man. Son Goku, like Vegeta, came to another place to watch the battle. What? That young man is also a Saiyan. Why haven't you heard from Vegeta and Son Goku? Is he Gohan's friend? Earth's warriors feel these two terrifying forces. But with Gohan here, the earth is impregnable. They were not afraid. Super Saiyan. My clan of frozen demons is the strongest in the universe. Gula wasn't surprised at all to see Saiyans being able to transform. During this year, he had learned that Saiyans could transform. Gula had already done enough homework, and he also went through devilish special training this year. His combat power is 470 million. Arrogant, I will make it impossible for you to come back today. Future Trunks held the sword and struck Gula on the head. Clang! With a loud noise, Gula stretched out a finger to block the opponent's sword attack. In the anime, Son Goku also used this trick. He concentrated energy into his fingers and easily blocked Future Trunks' sword. Now Gula spread his aura all over his body, completely ignoring Future Trunks' sword. Future Trunks used a set of sword techniques, but to no avail. Even if he was struck, Gula's body was like copper skin and iron bones, and the sword could not harm him at all. Damn it, look at me! Future Trunks put the sword back into the scabbard on his back. He plans to use energy waves and punch and kick attacks. It's a fierce attack on Gula. Ding, 1 million combat attributes will drop from the front. Ding, combat power attribute plus 1 million. Damn it, how could this bastard be so powerful in combat? The more Future Trunks fights, the more frightened he becomes. This guy's strength has surpassed that of an android. Is this all you have? Now it's my turn to attack. Gura seized the opportunity and punched Future Trunks. The opponent used clever movements to avoid Gula's attack. By the way, an energy bomb was shot out. Boom! The energy bomb hit Gula, and smoke billowed instantly. But the other party rushed out of the thick smoke. A punch hit Future Trunks in the stomach. Wow! With a sound, Future Trunks spat out a mouthful of blood. The pain made his whole body arch like a prawn. Damn Saiyan, do you know the gap between us? I haven't tried my best yet. Let's feel the fear of death. Gula appeared behind Future Trunks in a flash. Boom! A heavy punch hit him in the back. Future Trunks' body fell rapidly to the ground. Boom! A huge deep pit was smashed in the ground. It's not that a fierce dragon can't cross the river. Cooler's fighting power is really strong. It seems that Cooler is confident in his own strength. He came to the earth to kill the Saiyans and win back this honor for his family. Great, so powerful, this is a terrifying guy. I didn't expect that even Super Saiyans couldn't stop Cooler's attack. I wonder if Gohan's fighting power can defeat him. Son Goku saw Future Trunks smashing to the ground like this, and said with a worried look on his face. I absolutely can't lose. I can't let this earth be like our future time and space again, I must destroy you. Magic Flash! Future Trunks flew out of the deep pit. With an angry expression in his eyes, he put his hands together and pointed them, condensing a huge energy beam to shoot at Cooler. He thought that if he lost, the entire earth would be controlled by the other party. Then this time and space would fall into endless despair and helplessness like the future time and space. Humans can only hide here and there like street rats, lingering on. Come on, let me show you what overwhelming power is. Furu saw Future Trunks use energy attacks. He showed no weakness, and he had to defeat the opponent in every aspect. That would show that his frozen demon clan was the strongest race in the universe. Furu's fingers instantly condensed into an energy ball, and he smashed it at the energy beam that was bombarding him. What? Magic Flash! How could this guy use my skills? Did Gohan teach him this? Piccolo saw the moves used by Future Trunks. He was stunned at first, and then he guessed whether it was taught by Gohan. Boom! The two energies collided instantly. A violent impact force spread instantly. Chapter 49. Disappear, Saiyan. Gula's crazy output caused the energy egg to surge in an instant, reaching the size of a basketball court in an instant. He wants to destroy the earth together. I won't lose. Trunks gritted his teeth and persisted, frantically suppressing the energy in his body. My flashing energy beam also surged instantly. Pushing back the huge energy bomb, the energy ball flew into the universe. It turns out that Gula has long since disappeared above. He suddenly appeared behind Future Trunks and punched him. How can this happen? Future Trunks felt Gula's aura behind him. He performed a roundhouse kick and kicked backwards. However, it is still slow. Boom! With a sound, I felt a pain in my back, and my whole body flew up. Hit the side of the pit directly. Gula's body followed him like a shadow, and he unleashed a burst of crazy output towards Future Trunks. Both of them are now trading injuries for injuries. It depends on who can persist to the end. But the gap in combat power between the two is really too big. Bang bang bang! The two fought fiercely in the pit, and a deep ravine was dug into the ground. Future Trunks was sent flying into the air by an uppercut from Gula. Crazy Death Beam! Countless purple energy beams emitted from Gula's hand, which were directed at Future Trunks. Ah! A heart-rending scream sounded. Dense beams of energy hit Future Trunks' body. Make him scream in agony. Ding! Drop combat power attribute plus 1 million. Ding! Combat power attribute plus 1 million. Syun, the more you scream, the more excited I become. Ha ha ha! Gula laughed crazily. He just wants to brutally torture the Syuns and let them know who is the strongest in this universe. After sending out hundreds of energy waves, Future Trunks returned to normal. His voice grew quieter. Gula also stopped attacking. He was like a cat and mouse, killing his opponent without a moment's notice. That would be no fun. Gula wants to scare them. I want to tease the opponent a lot before killing him. Hi! Hi! Future Trunks kept breathing heavily. His clothes were in tatters. How can it be? I actually lost. This guy's fighting power is really too strong. What should we do? Now Future Trunks was confused. Pick them all up. Son Gohan thought silently in his mind. The combat attributes on the ground were crazily integrated into his body. In a few breaths, his combat power has reached 50 million. Gula, don't be too arrogant. Today I will let you know the terror of Syuns. Boom! Son Gohan instantly transformed into a Super Syun. An even more terrifying aura spread. Future Trunks was stunned. Even the injuries on his body were forgotten. Didn't Uncle Son Goku turn into a Super Syun? Why can't Teacher Gohan turn into a Super Syun? And how many times more terrifying is his aura after transformation than mine? At this time, Future Trunks had a question mark on his face. What exactly is going on? Gohan's fighting ability seems to have become stronger again. How do I find that every time I see Gohan, it brings us surprises? Is there no upper limit to his combat power? The Syun physique is really abnormal. Tianjin Fan and others were able to deal with these little Lua with ease. There were only 3 powerful aliens in this group, but Vegeta killed them all. What's left is just some crooked melons and cracked dates, and they can handle them all. Vegeta saw Son Gohan transform into a Super Syun again. His eyes were full of envy, jealousy, and hatred. One day I will crush you two, father and son, under my feet. Ha ha ha, you Syuns just like to show off. Wasn't that Super Syun just under my control? No matter how many Super Syuns come, the result will be the same. We, the Frozen Demon Clan, are still the strongest warriors in the universe. Gula said with an arrogant look. After defeating Future Trunks, his confidence skyrocketed. I think Super Syun is nothing more than that. If Gula could sense the breath, he might have been trembling with fear. Because the aura of Son Gohan in Super Sailor and Future Trunks in Super Sailor are not on the same level at all. Yet, Son Gohan's body suddenly disappeared. When he appeared, he had already arrived in front of Gula and punched the opponent. What? Why are you so fast? Gula thought Super Sailor Son Gohan's strength was worse than Super Sailor Future Trunks' strength. So he didn't pay much attention to the opponent's combat effectiveness at all. After all, he is just a child. Even if his fighting power is strong, can he still be stronger than an adult? But Gula's wishful thinking was wrong. Boom! Super Syun Son Gohan's fist made contact with Gula. Gula regretted it. He only felt a soreness and numbness in his arm. A huge impact blasted him away. Ding! Drop combat attribute plus 1 million. What? One punch can send Cooler flying. Gohan teacher's combat strength is too strong. Future Trunks was stunned. The Gohan teacher in this time and space can not only become a Super Syun, but also fight so horribly. Gohan teacher could not deal with Cooler, but he sent him flying with one punch. He didn't know what was going on now. Well, fuck him, he dared to come to Earth to make trouble. I didn't expect Gohan to fight so fiercely after his transformation. It seems that the strength of that young man's Super Saiyan is no match for Gohan's. At this time, Tien Shinyan and others had already killed all the little Roro. They watched the battle from the side and cheered for Son Gohan. This group of aliens dared to come to Earth to make trouble, and they didn't even consider their own strength. Isn't this like an old man hanging himself because he thought his life was too long? How is this possible? How could this kid be so powerful? It seems that my stinky brother died in your hands. Gula stabilized his body and looked at Son Gohan with a vigilant face. He had never met such a powerful opponent before. It seems that he had to be careful. Nothing is impossible. King Cold and Frieza died in my hands. Fight with 100% of your strength, otherwise you will have no chance later. Son Gohan said with disdain. His sharp eyes were without any emotion. It was like looking at a dead person. Damn it, don't look down on me. Let me show you my 100% strength. Gula roared in exasperation. A terrifying breath gushed out from his body. Powerful air waves blew in all directions. The whole earth began to shake suddenly. The sky was covered with dark clouds and thunder and lightning. Help me! Is this an earthquake? Hide quickly! I don't want to die yet. People on Earth thought it was an earthquake. The roads were blocked and billboards on buildings actually fell down. People were trying to avoid the disaster. Chapter 50. How about it? This is my 100% strength. You should feel honored. No one has ever allowed me to use 100% of my terrifying power to fight. You are the only one and the last one. Gula said with a proud look on his face after showing 100% of his strength. He wanted to see the fear and despair in Son Gohan's eyes. But Gula miscalculated, and the other party's eyes were still expressionless. Nothing, this power is really too weak. Son Gohan said with an indifferent expression. He just wants the other party to fight with his true strength. Let's see if the system will drop greater combat power attributes. Crazy, really too crazy. You brat, I'm going to cut you into pieces. Gula gritted his teeth, completely unaware that he had been underestimated. He angrily rushed towards Son Gohan and gave him a left hook. But he didn't blow this kid away as he imagined. Son Gohan's body slowly disappeared. Gula hit him with an elbow in the back. Bang! The two collided again. The ground couldn't bear the force and burst into flames. The two of them immediately struggled with each other, punching and kicking each other, and they were inseparable. There were constant roars in the air. Every collision sends out waves of air. Ding! 1 million combat power drops from the front. Ding! Combat power drops plus 1 million. System prompts kept coming from Son Gohan's mind. It seems that losing 1 million in combat power attribute is the ceiling. Light eyes. Son Gohan's eyes suddenly shot out two beams of light. Ah! With a bang, Gula was blown away before he could react. The pain made him scream. Hateful! Gula gritted her silver teeth, not expecting that this kid would sneak up on her. Fortunately, his armor withstood some of the energy attacks. Is this really a little brat? He has strong combat power, agile movements, and rich combat experience. Fuck! This move is so beautiful that it makes people hard to guard against. I didn't expect Gohan to be so powerful in combat. This alien seems to be no match for him. Tianjin Fan and others felt relieved and shouted with joy. I just saw future Trunks transform into a Super Saiyan, and he was unable to defeat this alien. They were also secretly worried about whether Son Gohan was strong enough to defeat him. It seems that he still underestimated Gohan too much. Gohan, good job. Piccolo's eyes flashed as he watched the battle, with a look of pride on his face. Gohan actually learned his own Ray Eye. And the combat effectiveness is still so strong. Hey, Piccolo, thank you. Gohan is truly lucky to have a teacher like you. Son Goku thanked Piccolo sincerely. Now that his son is so powerful, Piccolo has contributed a lot to it. Son Goku, don't do this, I will definitely defeat you then. Piccolo yelled at Son Goku. This guy is just so annoying. One day I must push this bastard to the ground and rub him. In fact, Piccolo was very pleased to see Son Gohan's performance. Vegeta gritted his teeth, I must practice hard. Try to become a Super Saiyan in the fastest time. This is my glory. It was so frustrating that I could only watch others fight from a distance. It's not over yet. After Son Gohan blasted Gula away, he condensed Frieza's move to cut the disc in his hand. 5 consecutive cutting discs were thrown out. Cutting the disc is similar to Krillin's move Air Circle Slash. A disc-shaped throwing air bomb with a slashing effect is formed on the palm of the hand, and can be freely changed and tracked. What? After Gula saw this move, he ran away. He knew only too well the power of this move. This is his younger brother Frieza's unique skill. I didn't expect this Saiyan to be able to use it. If you are hit by this attack, your body will definitely be cut into countless pieces. He quickly flew away from the attack range. Son Gohan kept controlling the 5 cutting discs and kept chasing after Gula. Monster, I didn't expect this trick could be used like this. Klin mistakenly thought this was his move, Chi Circle Slash. Chi Circle Slash can also be used like Yamcha's Super Chi Bomb. This time he seemed to have an enlightenment and suddenly received a revelation. After this crisis is over, I will definitely give it a try. This trick doesn't work for me. Gula also used cutting discs, and the discs on both sides were instantly eliminated. He just didn't have the chance to use it. Now you can use the same moves when you are far away. Is it? Son Gohan's voice suddenly appeared behind Gula. He was so frightened that cold sweat started flowing down his forehead. This little ghost is really elusive. Gula turned around and condensed an oversized Qigong wave in his hand to blast towards Son Gohan. Boom! Son Gohan was instantly engulfed by the energy wave. Ha ha ha, you won't die this time. After seeing it, Gula felt happy. This time, you little brat should be blasted into pieces. This guy laughs like a fool. Yeah, he doesn't even know where his opponent is. You can blame them for this, after all, aliens don't know how to sense the movement of breath. They can only rely on their eyes and senses to judge the enemy's position. Everyone watching the battle below knew that Son Gohan left the energy attack range at the critical moment. And Fura was still complacent, thinking that he had blasted Super Saiyan Son Gohan into pieces. You don't even know the strength of your opponent, but you dare to come to Earth to seek revenge. I really admire your courage. Son Gohan saw Fura laughing like a fool. He couldn't help but complain. Damn it! The Frozen Demon Clan is the strongest race in the universe. I must kill you all. You Saiyans can only run away. After hearing what Son Gohan said, Fura roared angrily. He turned around suddenly and saw that the other party appeared behind him. Run? You think too highly of yourself. Now I'll show you the gap between us. Son Gohan said with a look of disdain. The aura on his body kept rising. It has been tested that the maximum combat power attribute dropped by the system is 1 million. It's time to show real skills. What? Gohan's strength is really unfathomable. Krillin sensed that Son Gohan's aura kept rising. He couldn't help swallowing. Kid, you are too arrogant. Fura rushed towards Son Gohan angrily. He wanted to break the opponent's neck. This little bastard is really too arrogant. Bang! Fura came quickly and left even faster. It turned out that Son Gohan kicked the opponent back with one kick. Chapter 51. No, it's impossible. When Fura flew back, he thought to himself that this couldn't be true. How could this Saiyan kid be so powerful? This is my 100% strength. I must have been too careless just now and got hit by the Saiyan's attack. Yes, that must be the case. What's impossible? This day next year will be your death anniversary. Don't even think about leaving now. At this time, Fura heard Son Gohan's voice again in his ears. Boom! It turned out that the opponent had caught up with his body that was flying backwards. A punch hit Fura hard. Wow! He spat out a mouthful of blood and his body flew out again. Super Saiyan Son Gohan followed him like a shadow, constantly washing back and forth at Fura's body in the air. It was like a person playing football. Ah! Fura's screams kept coming from the air. He never dreamed that he had come all the way to Earth to seek revenge, but now he was treated as a toy. Amazing! I didn't expect that such a strong cooler would be kicked around like a ball by Gohan. Yeah, Gohan is really abnormal. With him in charge of the Earth, we won't be afraid of any monsters invading the Earth in the future. You also said that if we don't practice well, we will only be spectators in the future. You are right. We must practice hard and catch up with Gohan in the future. The eyes of the crowd were full of excitement. Everyone was chatting happily. But because the physical fitness of the Earthlings is limited, it is simply wishful thinking for them to catch up with Son Gohan. Magic Flash. Son Gohan kicked Cooler's body upwards, put his hands on his head and began to gather energy. What? I won't lose. I will blow everything here into pieces. Supernova. Cooler saw Son Gohan gather a big wave. His back was cold. Facing life and death, Cooler would also be afraid. He used all his strength to break free from the impact. He began to condense the energy wave. He used one finger to concentrate his energy and formed a giant energy ball that was enough to destroy a planet. Gula wanted to blast this planet and all the people here into dust in the universe. The Suns, who he once regarded as ants, could now crush him. How could Gula bear this humiliation? He wanted to destroy everything here. The game is over. Son Gohan's huge energy beam blasted Gula in the air. He felt there was no need to fight anymore. It's over, let it all turn into dust in the universe. Gula threw the terrifying energy ball that covered the sky and the sun at Son Gohan. He wanted to turn all the places that brought him humiliation into ashes. Boom! The two huge energies collided instantly. Sand and rocks flew everywhere, and dust rose all over the sky. The cracks on the ground were bottomless. The whole planet shook. Gula's huge energy was slowly pushed back by the magic flash. Gohan, you must hold on. Our Earth depends on you. Come on. Everyone watching the battle clenched their fists. These two forces are really terrifying. The ground that was close to them collapsed one after another, and they all flew into the air to watch. Future Trunks was also shocked when he saw the two people fighting. I didn't expect that the Son Gohan teacher in this time and space would be so powerful. The enemies that he couldn't deal with were no different from playing in his hands. Piccolo was also very happy when he saw that the energy wave of Son Gohan's magic flash was so powerful. I didn't expect that my ultimate move would be so powerful in Gohan's hands. Son Goku looked at his son and Cooler fighting with confidence. He couldn't help but look at Piccolo with gratitude in his eyes. Vegeta's eyes were full of anger. Damn stinky kid, I didn't expect your fighting power to improve so quickly. Just wait, one day I will surpass you. Go to hell, brat. Gula's forehead was bulging with veins, and his eyes were bloodshot. He was frantically pumping energy into the energy ball. The huge energy ball instantly doubled in size. Noisy. Son Gohan fired at full power, and a very dazzling light made it impossible to open his eyes. The huge energy beam of the magic flash instantly turned into a blue-white flame, swallowing up Gula's energy light ball at an unstoppable speed. Ah! Gula let out a shrill scream, and his body was melted by the energy beam. The fate of the three fathers and sons was the same, turning into a speck of dust in the universe. From then on, a generation of Emperor Gula fell. In the anime, Gula came to Earth to seek revenge on Son Goku, and blasted the Kamehameha wave into the sun. After being hit into the sun, he did not die, but only half of his head was left and he was still alive. He relied on the high-tech chip in the space tomb of Bixta Star to repair his body. The device on his body continued to regenerate and enhance his strength, his own energy reached 10 billion, and he became a mechanical Gula. The body is wrapped by countless mechanical chips, and at the same time, the size has become much larger. Except for the right side of the head, which is from the original body, the left side is replaced by machinery/chips. But now Groudon's body and cells are gone, and he can only wait for his next life to be resurrected. Pick them all up. Son Gohan cancelled the Super Saiyan form and said silently in his heart. A steady stream of combat power attributes poured into his limbs and bones. The combat power data in the personal attribute panel was jumping wildly. After a few breaths, he felt that the combat power data slowly stopped jumping. The combat power is 80 million, which means that after this battle, a full 30 million combat power was collected. Yeah, finally won. Ha ha ha, Gohan is still reliable. I knew that victory only belongs to us. Yes, I have always had confidence in Gohan. Everyone talked and danced happily. With Son Gohan sitting on the earth, no demons or monsters are afraid of appearing. Temple of the God of Heaven. The wrinkled God of Heaven wiped the cold sweat from his forehead with his hand. He was slightly shocked that a Sun would appear out of nowhere on Earth. But he didn't expect that the other party would come to help the Earth solve the crisis. When future Trunks transformed into a Super Sun and couldn't beat the invaders, the god was anxious and broke out in a cold sweat. He didn't expect the aliens to be so powerful. Fortunately, Super Sun Son Gohan crushed and killed the other party, otherwise the Earth would be in danger. He nodded with satisfaction. He didn't expect that this small body could contain such a terrifying energy. The Sun's physique is really too abnormal. This is the first time he has seen Son Gohan's true strength. Chapter 52, Heading to the Future. What? This guy is Trunks who traveled back from the future. He is also the child of Vegeta and Bulma. And there will be powerful androids in 3 years? Son Goku died of chronic heart disease and could not participate in the battle. Everyone died in battle to protect the Earth, and the world in the future will be controlled by androids. The people of the Earth are living in dire straits, just like rats crossing the street, lingering on. The physique of Namekians is special, and their hearing is extremely strong. After hearing the conversation between Son Gohan and future Trunks, Piccolo was like being struck by a thunderbolt. He was shocked by this explosive news. This is simply unbelievable. Hearing what future Trunks said, Son Gohan was not surprised. Because he knew that the androids in the main time and space are very different from those in the future time and space. Number 17 and number 18 in the main time and space did not regard humans as ants like the future time and space, and took pleasure in killing and destroying. The purpose of their creation was to kill Son Goku. Because when he was a child, Son Goku destroyed the Red Ribbon Army with his own hands. And it was Dr. Gero of the Red Ribbon Army who created the androids. Teacher Gohan, I hope you won't tell anyone about my identity for the time being. Because my parents in this time and space are not together yet. Future Trunks and Son Gohan said on the other side. He was afraid that if everyone knew his identity, they might change history. As a result, he could not be born smoothly. You can rest assured that we won't tell anyone. Son Gohan's eyes involuntarily looked at Piccolo. He knew that the Namekians had a special physique, and they could hear each other's conversations even if they were far away. Now that the blood of the Namekians was fused into his body, he could hear all the conversations of Tien Shinyan and others on the opposite side. Teacher Gohan, you are so powerful, I would like to ask you to go to the future to help us eliminate the androids. Future Trunks said sincerely. He didn't want his mother in the future time and space and the people of the Earth to be threatened by the androids again. No problem. Son Gohan agreed at once. He was attracted by the infinite energy attributes of androids 17 and 18. Because the two were normal people at the beginning, and were later captured and transformed by Dr. Gero. Teacher Gohan, let's go now. Future Trunks took out the universal capsule from the convenience box, pressed it and threw it aside. Bang! With a sound, a time machine appeared. He opened the window and walked in, and his eyes couldn't help but look at Vegeta. Dad, goodbye. I'm glad to see you this time. Dad, Uncle Piccolo, hello everyone. This friend came to ask me for help, I'll go with him now. I'll be back when I finish my work. Son Gohan flashed in front of everyone and greeted them. He handed the special medicine in his hand to Piccolo and said, Uncle Piccolo, explain it to them. Son Gohan and future Trunks disappeared in front of them in the time machine. What? That kid is actually a time traveler. On May 12, 767 AI, Android 19 appeared in Nandu town. That's 3 years later. When everyone heard what Piccolo said, they couldn't believe it. This is too unbelievable. Piccolo didn't reveal Trunks' identity. The enemy is so powerful, should we find it out and kill it? Krillin said cautiously. Unknown enemies are the most terrifying, he doesn't want to take this risk. Yes, this is a good idea. We can nip the danger in the bud. Yamcha also very much agrees with this decision. Because he also thinks there is no need to take risks, not to mention that he has died once. If any one of you dares to do this, I will kill him. Vegeta said fiercely. Suns become stronger when they meet strong opponents, and the fastest way to become stronger is to fight. Everyone looked at Son Goku, wanting to hear his opinion. I also want to fight a strong opponent. Son Goku said excitedly. As soon as he heard that there was a powerful opponent, his heart became agitated. Ahem, I haven't finished yet. Son Goku will die of a chronic heart virus in 3 years. He did not participate in this battle. This young man is here to deliver a special medicine for heart disease. Piccolo broke out another shocking news. Then he handed the special medicine in his hand to Son Goku. Everyone was shocked. Such a powerful Son Goku would die of illness. It's ironic to think about it. A warrior did not die on the battlefield, but died of illness. Wow, I was scared to death. I didn't expect there was a special medicine. Son Goku patted his chest and said in shock. He didn't think so much, it would be good to have a special medicine. Then we'll say goodbye first. Now we have to work hard to practice to meet the battle 3 years later. Tian Xinyan and Jiaozi said, and then flew into the air. In the blink of an eye, he disappeared from everyone's sight. Vegeta also flew in the direction of Zidu. Next time I must become a Super Saiyan. Everyone said goodbye and went back to their respective places to practice. Future time and space. Capital City. Ah! There were several crows circling in the air, and they made noises from time to time. This is a dead city, like a purgatory on earth. There were ruins everywhere, and the buildings collapsed and were in tatters. It was as if a war had just happened here. The ground was bumpy, as if it had been bombed wildly, and there were wisps of black smoke. The air was filled with the smell of gunpowder. Corpses fell in a pool of blood. Broken limbs were everywhere. Suddenly, a time machine suddenly appeared in the air. Then it slowly landed. Damn it, I didn't expect that Pa City has also fallen. Future Trunks looked at the ruins of Pa City and said angrily. It had only been a short time since he left, and the androids started to destroy again. Trunks, please accept my condolences. Everything will be fine. Gohan's eyes turned cold when he saw this scene. The androids in this time and space are murderous by nature. They enjoy killing and destroying. Teacher Gohan, let's go find the androids now. They should be destroying Peppa City, I can feel it. Trunks gritted his teeth and said. He has been dealing with the androids for so long. Through some special channels, he can feel the energy fluctuations of the androids. Future Trunks turned the time machine into a universal capsule and put it away. A strong breath burst out from his body, and he was about to fly towards Peppa City. Do we still need to fly now? It's too slow. Gohan raised his hand and grabbed Future Trunks, who was about to take off. As soon as he arrived in the future time and space, his powerful perception locked onto the planet. He knew where androids 17 and 18 were. Swish! Gohan and Future Trunks disappeared on the spot. Chapter 53. Artificial Humans in the Future Space-Time. Peppa City. Boom! Energy bombs hit the buildings one after another. The explosion was deafening. It's like being attacked by missiles. There were flames everywhere. The entire high-rise building collapsed instantly, sending smoke and dust everywhere. There were screams and wails everywhere. It was mind-numbing to hear. It turns out that half an hour ago, the androids suddenly attacked here. The energy waves on the hands of number 17, who wore a red scarf around his neck, and number 18, who had blonde hair, kept attacking the buildings and humans here. I saw buildings exploding and collapsing one after another, and people here crying for their fathers and mothers. Their hearts are filled with immense enjoyment and happiness. Little mice, let's play a game. Run as hard as you can right now. After 10 minutes, the two of us will take action. If you can run away during this period of time, then congratulations on your death. Androids number 17 and 18 were suspended in the air, looking playfully at the crowd. Now they have to play the game of eagle and mouse. Everyone stared at each other, completely suffocated by these two demons. There is chaos everywhere now, and it is impossible to escape from here in 10 minutes. But if you have a chance, you have to give it a try. The people of Peppa City ran away. Suddenly, there was chaos everywhere. It's here in 10 minutes. Ha ha ha, the time is up, prepare to die. Hee hee, you weak humans, it's not that I won't give you a chance. But if you don't know how to cherish it, then you can't blame us. Numbers 17 and 18 let out devilish laughter. They issued an ultimatum to everyone. You two demons are trying to drive us all away. I don't want to die, Master Trunks, come and save us. Mom, farewell forever. We will meet again in the next life. Master Trunks, come quickly. The men, women, and children in Peepa City wailed. At this time, everyone is facing death. Now they can only pray silently. Hope that Earth's great hero, Trunks, will come to save them. Ha ha ha. Trunks. That little mouse can't save itself, how could it come to save you? Just be obedient and die. Android number 17 and number 18 showed an evil smile on their lips. A ball of energy slowly began to condense in his hand. The two threw the energy ball towards the people underground. Everyone on the ground and above was in despair when they saw this situation. Some people closed their eyes, as if resigned to their fate. As long as this ball can be brought down, the entire city will disappear in an instant. Brush. Suddenly, two people suddenly appeared in front of everyone. The two of them raised their hands and knocked away the two energy bombs. Boom! Two energy bombs exploded in the distance. Two mushroom clouds rose into the sky, as powerful as two missiles. Everyone was brought back to reality by this loud noise. Master Trunks, are you really here to save us? Am I hallucinating? Hallucination? I saw it too. That's great. It seems like my prayers really worked. We don't have to die this time. That's right, Son Gohan used his teleportation skills to get here before the critical moment. Knocked away the falling energy bombs. Trunks, you're here after all. I thought you were still going to be a turtle with your head reduced, but I didn't expect that I finally fished you out. There was a smile on No 17's face as if the conspiracy had been accomplished. It turns out that all this is to lure Trunks out. Just now, the two siblings were wreaking havoc everywhere. How can you not be happy now that the fish has finally taken the bait? Cyborg, you two demons, today is the day you die. The enemy was extremely jealous when they met, Trunks said through gritted teeth. Then he turned to Son Gohan and said, Teacher Gohan, I'll leave it to you. Hehe, Trunks, it turns out you went to find the reinforcements. What did you call him just now? Teacher Gohan. No wonder he looks so familiar. It turns out to be Son Gohan when he was a child. It seems that the last time you escaped, you took a time machine and went back in time. Trunks, you actually found the childhood Son Gohan. Did we beat you, stupid? How strong could Son Gohan be in combat when he was little? Do you want to laugh us both to death? Ha ha ha. Wait until we kill you, then take the time machine to travel to other time and space. Number 17 and number 18 were teasing Trunks and Son Gohan. He actually traveled back in time and found the childhood Son Gohan to fight with him. Trunks was really in over his head. Now only Trunks can fight them on Earth. All other normal people are trash. One energy ball can kill an entire swath. Kill Trunks later, and then use the time machine to play in other time and space. You two are too arrogant. Son Gohan looked at the artificial humanity with interest. Number 18 is indeed the goddess of otakus in Dragon Ball. She has short golden hair, a curvy figure, and a face with exquisite features. It's a pity that the androids in this time and space are hopeless. They are born to destroy and kill, and have lost their humanity. Hehe, arrogant? No. Son Gohan, I'll show you what arrogance is today. Number 17 and number 8 smiled charmingly and rushed towards Son Gohan. After seeing Son Gohan, he flew to the other side. There are many ordinary people behind him. If they fight here, many people will be affected. What's wrong? Did you run away when you saw your sister? Number 18 saw Son Gohan flying away and couldn't help laughing. She thought the other party was afraid of her. After all, the other party was just a little kid. Number 18 chased Son Gohan and flew away. Number 17, let's find a place to settle the accounts. Trunks said to number 17 with an angry face. Then his body slowly floated up and chased in the direction of Son Gohan. Number 17 smiled evilly and followed them out. I was scared to death just now. Fortunately, Lord Trunks showed up and we survived. Otherwise, we would all be dead. After the androids, Trunks, Son Gohan and others flew away. Everyone felt relieved. This feeling of escaping death is really great. Everyone was praying silently. I hope Trunks and the child can kill these two demons. Save the people of the earth from this dire situation. I hope everyone can live a stable life. Son Gohan, where are you running to? Number 18 kept chasing after Son Gohan. She was a little impatient and threw an energy bomb at him. Chapter 54. Future Time and Space. On top of a large mountain, a man and a woman were suspended. Number 18, you are in a hurry to reincarnate. Son Gohan raised his hand and knocked away the incoming energy bomb. He stopped and asked number 18. Hehe, sister likes people with a little temper like you. Wait a minute, I hope you can still be that tough. Number 18 smiled instead of angry. She found this very interesting. People here were scared to death when they saw the two siblings. Ordinary people have no power to resist at all, but she finds it boring. I'm always so tough. It also lets you feel the taste of death. Son Gohan exploded, and a huge breath came out from his body. The whole planet trembled. At this time, Trunks and 17 also arrived at the scene. They were not in a hurry to take action and looked at Son Gohan and number 18 quietly. Hehe, Yusion's just like those fancy transformations. If you transform into a Super Saiyan like you, I'll kill each one. Number 18 said with excitement. Seeing that someone could finally fight against her, her eyes sparkled. Yeah. Then we'll see. As soon as Super Saiyan Son Gohan's voice finished, the person suddenly disappeared. When he appeared, he was already in front of number 18, and it was a left hook. What? How could he be so fast? Number 18 just felt that in a flash, Son Gohan came in front of him. Before he could react, he was punched in the face. No 18's body was like a kite with its string broken, flying to one side. It's not over yet. Don't you like to play? Let's have fun. Crazy Death Beam. Son Gohan teleported and appeared waiting where number 18 flew from. He pointed his finger at number 18, who was flying towards him, and fired energy bombs from his fingers. He didn't show mercy to her and showed no mercy. Boom boom boom. Ah! No 18's body was shot repeatedly. Heart-rending screams kept coming out. Number 18. Number 17 saw number 18 being shot in the air and making heart-rending screams. He was so anxious that he wanted to come in and help. Number 17, don't forget that your opponent is me. Trunks instantly transformed into his Super Saiyan form. He spread his arms like a big font, blocking the way of number 17. He didn't expect that Teacher Gohan was so powerful and could suppress number 18 so quickly. Go away. Number 17 took action angrily and blasted out energy bombs one after another. He wanted to blast Trunks away and save number 18. Trunks dodged left and right, frantically dodging the attacks of these energy bombs. Because their fighting prowess is almost the same, there was no need for him to pick up these energy eggs. Ding! 100,000 combat power attributes are dropped from the front. Drops combat power attribute plus 100,000. Ding! Infinite energy attributes are dropped from the front. At this time, system prompts kept coming from Son Gohan's mind. Immediately afterwards, an unlimited amount of attributes will be dropped. Pick them all up. Infinite energy attributes and combat power attributes poured into Son Gohan's body crazily. As expected, number 17 and number 18 were transformed. The body of the artificial man is only equipped with a miniature bomb, and other parts are original. So infinite energy may be dropped. From now on, I will also be a person with unlimited energy. If you don't know how to use the battle, you will be weak. In Dragon Ball, Son Goku often does bad things because of exhaustion and lack of physical strength. During the Shala chapter, after the battle between Son Goku and Cellulite, he was exhausted and was brutally tortured by Cellulite. During the Majin Buu chapter, Son Goku became Super Saiyan 3 because he did not have enough energy to maintain this form and was defeated by Majin Buu. And when he used the energy bomb at the end to destroy Majin Buu, it was also because of his lack of physical strength that he was almost pushed back by the opponent's vitality bullet. In the end, he could only make a wish to the dragon to restore Son Goku's strength before killing Majin Buu. Go to hell. Drunkard number 17 is not interested in drinking. Taking advantage of Trunks' dodge, he aimed the energy bomb at Son Gohan. This is his ultimate goal. Not good. Trunks realized he had been fooled. The target on the 17th is Teacher Son Gohan. Welcome. Super Saiyan Son Gohan also aims his hand at number 17. He is now also a man of unlimited energy. There is no fear of fighting a war of attrition with number 17. Boom boom boom. The two people's energy waves kept colliding in the air. Streams of energy exploded instantly. Thick smoke billows. Puff. At this time, number 18 spat out a mouthful of blood and was covered in bruises. It was obvious that he was seriously injured. Her hair was disheveled and her clothes were in tatters. As embarrassed as a beggar. Damn, inexcusable. Sun Wu. Fan, how dare you hurt me like this? I want you to die. The beautiful eyes of number 18 were bloodshot, and she looked like she wanted to eat someone. She raised her hand to wipe the blood from the corner of her mouth and shouted angrily. Since Dr. Gero transformed them, they have never suffered such a blow. The two siblings have never met an opponent. The Saiyans who were once played with by them. Now they can make her so embarrassed. This humiliation is unbearable for her. She clenched her fists tightly. Her nails were inserted into the flesh, and blood fell from her fingertips. Now number 18 has lost her rationality. She rushed towards Son Gohan like a mad bull. Number 18, your opponent is me. Trunks didn't expect to be fooled by number 17. Now he dodged and blocked number 18. If he had blocked number 17 for teacher Gohan just now, number 18 might have been killed by the teacher. Get out of the way. Number 18 attacked angrily and attacked Trunks fiercely. The two wrestled together in an instant. Ding, drop combat power attribute plus 1 million. 18 kicked Trunks in the head with a sweeping kick. Bang! Trunks raised his hand to block, and then punched the opponent's lower abdomen. Ah! A scream rang out, and 18 was caught off guard and was punched in the lower abdomen. Her body flew back. Trunks followed like a shadow, never giving the opponent a chance to breathe. With a flash, he appeared in front of 18 and kicked the opponent into the air. Then he kicked 18 wildly in the air like a person kicking a football. Ah! 18's screams kept coming from the sky. Now 18 is completely out of shape. She has been overwhelmed by anger and has lost the ability to judge. In addition, her body was injured, so she was abused by Trunks. 18, come on! Trunks vented all the resentment in his heart. He pulled out the sword from his back and roared with a ferocious face. Chapter 55. The Nightmare of Future Artificial Humans. How is it possible? My power is endless. How could you have fought with me for so long and your energy is still not exhausted? Number 17 asked in shock. He wanted to use the infinite energy in his body to consume Son Gohan's energy. But he didn't expect that after the two of them fought for so long, the other party didn't feel exhausted at all. He couldn't help but wonder. Nothing is impossible. Do you think you are the only one with infinite strength and energy? Son Gohan said happily. I came to the future time and space just for infinite energy. Now I tried it, this feeling is really wonderful. The two of them just output crazily, and now the energy in their bodies is not reduced at all. It's like a fountain, inexhaustible. This feeling is really great. What? Do you also have infinite energy? After hearing what Son Gohan said, number 17 was very shocked. I didn't expect Son Gohan in another time and space to be so perverted. Congratulations, you got it right. I'll give you a fist as a reward. Super Saiyan Son Gohan's body suddenly appeared behind number 17. He punched him in the back with a heavy punch. Wow! Number 17 felt a sharp pain in his back. A powerful impact blasted him away. Feel the taste of death. As soon as Son Gohan's voice fell, his body slowly disappeared. When he appeared, he was already waiting for number 17 to arrive in front. Bang! Another heavy punch hit the opponent's lower abdomen. Poof! Number 17 spurted out a mouthful of old blood. A piercing pain made him hold his stomach with both hands and arch like a prawn. The combat power of the two is not at the same level at all. Like the artificial people in the future time and space, they have no humanity and are not worthy of living in this world. Son Gohan showed no mercy and knocked the opponent out with one punch. How is this possible? I don't believe it. Cough cough cough. No 17's body kept coughing. A sense of death instantly enveloped his entire body. He had never thought that there would be such a day for him. The Super Saiyans of this time and space, they can all be manipulated at will. And the little Gohan in another time and space would be so powerful. It was simply unbelievable. Nothing is impossible. I haven't used my true strength yet. The gap between us is really too big. I don't even have the desire to attack you. Gohan grabbed No. 17's head and threw it in the direction of Trunks. Now number 17 has completely lost the ability to fight. He can only be manipulated by others. Trunks has always been paying attention to the battle on the side of Gohan teacher. When he saw the opponent throwing number 17 towards him, he decisively gave up attacking number 18. It's over. Number 17 flew towards Trunks and wailed, his back was cold. A sense of fear of death instantly spread throughout the body. It was like being splashed with cold water, cold from head to toe. Is this what death feels like? It's so scary. Go to hell, No. 17. Trunks raised his sword and slashed at number 17 who was flying over. Swish! Poor number 17 was chopped into countless pieces in an instant. Trunks used another energy wave to turn the opponent's body into powder. Number 17. Number 18 saw number 17 die in front of her. She was in agony and called number 17 heartbreakingly. Because Trunks gave up attacking number 18. That gave her a chance to escape. Ha ha ha. How ridiculous. Number 18, do you have feelings too? You killed so many people, don't they have family affection? Trunks laughed in anger. Now he can finally get rid of these two demons for his dead father and the people of the earth. Trunks, I'll fight you. Number 18 finally calmed down. She launched an energy attack at Trunks. Then he flew to the other side at high speed. The most important thing now is to escape first. First heal the wound, then seek revenge on them. Number 18, where are you running to? Trunks saw that the other party wanted to escape. A powerful aura burst out from his body. He chased in the direction of number 18. Golden Binding Technique. Super Saiyan Son Gohan flashed and blocked number 18. He used a superpower to restrain the other party's actions. If number 18 escaped, it would be difficult to find him together. Because there was no breath on their androids. How is this possible? My body can't move. Number 18 was frightened and panicked, feeling that her body could not move at all. She had never encountered such a thing before. It turned out that she would be afraid of life and death. Go to hell. Trunks didn't care whether 18 could move or not. He flashed in front of the opponent and started to hack. Swish, swish, swish. 18 was chopped into countless pieces in an instant. Trunks' energy wave instantly blasted the opponent into powder. He never dreamed that the reinforcements Trunks invited would be so powerful. How could the two siblings be vulnerable in front of Son Gohan when he was a child? It's over. It's all over. Dad, Teacher Gohan, the people of the earth, I finally avenge you. Trunks screamed heartbreakingly. The wish that had been suppressed for many years was finally fulfilled. Now he can finally put down the burden on his shoulders. These years have been too frustrating. In order to survive, he suffered hardships. His tears flowed down involuntarily. Son Gohan withdrew his Super Saiyan form. Now Trunks will be fine if he vents his years of resentment. Pick them all up. The combat power attributes on the ground flowed into his body like a river. The combat power has broken through 100 million. People of the earth, the androids have finally been eliminated. There is no need for everyone to live in fear in the future. People hiding in the basement can also come out to live a new life. After venting for a while, Trunks roared to the sky a few times. He wanted to spread this good news to everyone's ears as soon as possible. Because Trunks is still in the Super Saiyan state. His voice is like a radio, resounding throughout the area. This is the voice of Lord Trunks. He said that the androids have been eliminated. Great, the androids have finally been defeated. Lord Trunks, you are the hero of our people. Mom, the earth is finally safe. Now we can finally live in peace. After hearing Trunks' words, everyone cried with joy. Some people shouted happily, and some people danced. They were so moved to hear this news. The people are finally free. There is no need to hide from place to place and live a miserable life in the future. Chapter 56. Future Time and Space, Porkikai. Future Time and Space. What? The time machine is out of energy. It takes a year to replenish energy. Gohan looked at Trunks with a puzzled look. He didn't expect it would take a year to replenish energy. Sorry, Teacher Gohan. Because the androids are wreaking havoc everywhere, energy is scarce. We have no choice but to let you live here for a while. Trunks said with an embarrassed look. When he invited Gohan to come, he didn't think of this problem at all. It's okay, just treat it as a vacation here. Gohan patted Trunks on the shoulder and comforted him. There is no way to change it, so he can only accept it. I'll take you to see my mother, she will definitely be very happy to see you. Trunks said excitedly. He wants to take this good news back to Zidu as soon as possible. The two flew towards Zidu. Zidu. This place has long been a ruin. People of the West City, there is no need to live in hiding anymore. I have eliminated the androids. Everyone can start a new life in peace. Trunks came to the sky above the West City and shouted. He wanted to spread this news to everyone's ears. What is this? The voice of Lord Trunks. It's really great, the androids have finally been eliminated. We don't have to live in hiding anymore. Thank you, Lord Trunks. After Trunks finished speaking, he saw some people walking slowly on the ground. These people were men and women, they were all ragged, but their faces were full of smiles and desire for life. Everyone was talking happily. They cried with joy. They have been living in hiding for these years. Like a rat crossing the street. Afraid of being discovered by the androids. This place has become a ruin, where do you live? Son Gohan saw the ground was bumpy and bones were everywhere. None of the buildings are good, all are broken and shabby. Teacher Gohan, you will know if you follow me. Trunks walked in front and waved to the man with Son Gohan. The two came to the basement. The lights were bright here. Trunks took many turns and came to a laboratory. Bulma is the only scientist on Earth now. Her 10 fingers kept tapping on the keyboard. It seemed like she was studying something. Mom, I'm back. We successfully returned to the previous time and space and met Dad. We also brought Teacher Son Gohan here. We destroyed the androids together. Don't live in the basement in fear anymore. Trunks walked quickly to Bulma and said happily. He was too excited and wanted to show off when he saw his mother. He was as happy as a child now. In fact, Trunks was only 16 or 17 years old. It's just that he carried too much and looked more mature and responsible than his peers. My child, you have suffered so much these years. Bulma put down her work and touched Trunks' head. She looked at her son with a distressed face. It has been a long time since I saw Trunks smile. Aunt Bulma, hello. Son Gohan saw Bulma in the future time and space and greeted her with a smile. Bulma in the future time and space is no longer young. There are crow's feet at the corners of her eyes, and she has a sense of maturity with charm. Maybe the living conditions in this time and space are too poor. She didn't take good care of herself, and her face looks older. Thank you, Gohan. I didn't expect to see you again. It's great that you can come to this time and space to help us eliminate the androids. Bulma expressed her gratitude to Son Gohan sincerely. If the other party could not come to the future time and space to help Trunks, I don't know how long it will take to get rid of this kind of life. Aunt Bulma, you are really too polite. I want to ask, is the mother of this time and space still there? Son Gohan looked at Bulma and smiled. He also wanted to know if the future Chi-Chi was still alive. Your mother is still alive. I persuaded her to move in with me before, so that we can take care of each other. But she refused my invitation. Chi-Chi said that Baizai Mountain is full of beautiful memories, and that is her home. If she sees you, she will be so happy. Bulma was also looking forward to the meeting between Chi-Chi and Son Gohan. As a mother, if she can see her son again. What a happy thing it is. Then you guys chat first, I'll go see the mother of the future time and space. Son Gohan thought of the mother of this time and space, Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi should be the most miserable woman in this time and space, right? When he was young, the future son Goku died of illness. When he was middle-aged, his son, the future son Gohan, was killed by the androids again. It's really a case of the old sending off the young. Swish! Son Gohan's body suddenly disappeared in the basement. Baizai Mountain. Goku, Gohan, you two are so cruel. You let me live here alone. I miss you so much. Chi-Chi said to herself with a sad face. Tears fell down, crying like a pear blossom in the rain. I felt pity for her. Now she likes to chat with Son Goku and his son whenever she has time. Bulma also persuaded her to move in with her so that they can take care of each other. But Chi-Chi refused. Because Baizai Mountain is her home. This place is full of memories of their family. Suddenly, a figure appeared in front of the gate. It turned out that Son Gohan used the skill of teleportation to come to his own home in Baizai Mountain. Chi-Chi seemed to have telepathy. She slowly turned her head and looked at the gate. Hehe, Gohan, it seems that I missed you too much. I actually saw you when you were a child. You know what, you looked pretty good when you were a child. She slowly stood up and walked towards Son Gohan, talking to herself. She was afraid that if she walked too fast, the dream would wake up. Son Gohan would disappear with her. Mom! When Son Gohan saw this poor woman, his eyes were also infected. Tears flowed down involuntarily. It seems that Son Gohan's memory was at work. Gohan, Mom misses you so much. I didn't expect that the dream would be so real. She came to Son Gohan and gently stroked her son's face. Mom, I miss you too. I am the real Son Gohan. Son Gohan took Shishi into his arms. The mother of this time and space is really pitiful. I know, you are my son. I hope this dream will never wake up again, so that I can be with Gohan. Shishi said with a happy face. She was really happy. It was really a blessing from God. Mom, you are not dreaming. Touch me, I have a heartbeat. It is the time machine invented by Aunt Bulma. I traveled to the future with Trunks. The two hugged each other for a while. Shishi's emotions also calmed down. Gohan told Shishi all the details of the incident. Chapter 57. Time flies, and 3 days have passed in the blink of an eye. Now that the androids are finally eliminated, we can stop and take a rest. Trunks was lying on a large rock on Bun Mountain. Now the whole Earth is rebuilding its home. Because all the artificial humans have been wiped out. The Earth's buildings were also destroyed. Trunks took a break from his busy schedule and came to Baizai Mountain to find teacher Son Gohan. Now Son Gohan lives in Baizai Mountain with his future mother Kikai. Trunks, you are the only warrior in this time and space. You must never give up practicing. The Earth will still need your protection in the future. Son Gohan thought that in the future time and space, the evil Kaiōen god Zamasu and Black Goku with an evil smile would appear. Zamasu was originally the Kaiō of Universe 10. Because of his super strength, he was selected as a Kaishin candidate by the 10th Universe Kaishin Gervas. But he has a distorted view of good and evil and cannot tolerate any evil he believes. Although he is a god, he is prejudiced against humans. It is believed that human beings, referring to all non-god intelligent races in the universe, will only abuse violence and create wars. He also disagreed with Master Gervas on the issue of whether human beings are worth protecting. In the end, a terrible plan, Human Plan Zero, was created that affected multiple parallel universes. Black Goku is actually Zamasu, the 10th Universe Kaishin from another time and space. Zamasu, the trainee Kaiō from another time and space, successfully killed his master. Steal the Potara earrings and time ring and become the 10th Universe Kaiōsen. And used the Super Dragon Ball to change the body of Son Goku 1 year later in another time and space. Goku Black killed all the Kaishins in the universe and destroyed the Super Dragon Balls after Zamasu made a wish for immortality. Since the god of destruction and Kaishin have a symbiotic relationship, with the death of Kaioshin, the god of destruction will also die, the angel will also fall asleep. Therefore, there will be no other gods, except Quan Wang, in future time and space. There are only two Zamasu, Black Goku from another time and space, and Zamasu who originally lived in the future time and space. Master Gohan, do you know something? Trunks looked at Son Gohan with confusion. He had a vague feeling that the teacher knew something. Trunks, there are some things that won't do you any good if you know about them. As long as you practice hard and protect your Earth well, that's enough. Son Gohan said seriously. I hope that the people of Earth and Trunks and others in the future time and space can live well. Teacher Gohan, I understand. I hope you can train me again. Trunks said with sincerity. He missed the scenes of training with teacher Gohan in the past. Okay, let's make some gestures. Son Gohan thought that he couldn't go back now anyway. It is better to practice peacefully here. Besides, there is a good Super Saiyan Trunks sparring partner here. Even if the system picks up combat power attributes, you will gain a lot. Teacher Gohan, can you let me see your true strength? Trunks rolled like a carp and jumped up from the rock. He looked at Son Gohan with a sincere face and said. He really wanted to know what his teacher's true strength was. You kid, let me show you my true strength. Ah! A terrifying aura instantly erupted from Son Gohan's body. Boom! Son Gohan instantly transformed into a Super Saiyan. His whole body was wrapped in golden aura. Super Saiyan 1 full power. Able to maintain Super Saiyan form for a long time. Also the most ideal Super Saiyan state. The advantage of full power is that it overcomes the disadvantage of Super Saiyan's stamina being depleted too quickly in battle. Can maximize the potential combat power of Super Saiyan 1. And it avoids the energy loss that ordinary Super Saiyans would produce even if they are not fighting. This is Saiyan 1 full power. Being able to maintain this form for a long time is also the most ideal state for Saiyans. Because he consumes very little energy. Son Gohan explained. Now his basic strength is 100 million. After becoming a Super Saiyan, the power is improved 50 times. Then the current combat power is 5 billion. Okay, great. Trunks nodded like a machine in shock. This aura is so powerful, like the vast universe. It's not over yet. Son Gohan was surprised by Trunks and said something shocking. His breath continued to rise. What? How is this possible? Trunks was completely shocked. You can fit a duck egg in your mouth. Boom! A burst of energy shot into the sky. The whole sky was covered with dark clouds, and there were constant lightnings in the sky. The ground cracked open with cracks that were bottomless. The whole earth began to shake. Ah! Son Gohan's body emits a dazzling light that makes people unable to open their eyes. The place where he stood sank instantly. Smoke and dust billowed on the ground. 1 minute later, the sky returned to normal and the ground stopped shaking. After the smoke dispersed, a figure was revealed. Son Gohan's golden aura changed into a jet shape instead of a flame. The hair stands more erect, and lightning is swirling around the body as it emits energy. Crackling. Lightning also made sounds from time to time. This form is colder than Super Saiyan, full power, and his eyes become sharper. Trunks looked dumbfounded. This power made him despair. There are simply no words to describe it. This is Super Saiyan 2. The combat effectiveness is increased 100 times from the original basis. Son Gohan looked at Trunks with sharp eyes and said. This power is really awesome. In other words, the current combat power is 10 billion. Super Saiyan 2. After Trunks caught Son Gohan's eyes, he took 2 steps back involuntarily. Super Saiyan actually has a second form. I always thought that turning into a Super Saiyan was the ultimate form. It turns out that my horizons were low. It's not over yet. Kaiu Fist. Son Gohan's body was wrapped in fiery red terrifying aura. The whole earth was shaking violently, and there was lightning and thunder in the sky. Teacher Gohan, stop it quickly, the earth can hardly bear this power. When Trunks saw this scene, he quickly shouted to Son Gohan. If this power continues to increase, the earth may be destroyed. Sensei Gohan's power is unfathomable. Even the entire planet cannot bear this terrifying aura. I see. Son Gohan slowly lowered his breath. Then removed the Super Saiyan form from his body. Chapter 58, Future Space-Time Cell. Trunks, let me take you somewhere. When Son Gohan transformed into his Super 2 form just now, his perception instantly increased 100 times. He felt a faint breath that came and went. Because all the martial arts masters on the earth have been wiped out by artificial humans. There is no other breath at all. So now there is only one possibility, which is the little bug hiding under the ground. Sharu. The ultimate artificial human created by Dr. Gero. Has cells from many masters. The purpose is to absorb androids 17 and 18 into complete bodies. In the anime, Cell killed Trunks from another time and space. Because he was too big to ride in the time machine, he turned into a larvae and traveled to the main time and space. Hidden underground for several years, he was not born until the 17th and 18th came out. He used force to absorb Android 17 and turned into a semi-mature body. Later, Vegeta was given the opportunity to absorb Android 18 and become a complete body. He defeated Vegeta and Trunks successively, and even fought on a par with Goku. Later, Gohan became Super 2 due to the death of Android 16, and was crushed and humiliated by Super 2 Gohan. After Cell failed to self-destruct and died together, his resurrection power from the near-death was greatly enhanced because of the Sun cells. He used teleportation to return to Earth and killed Trunks in one move. Vegeta, the 3-second true man, was filled with rage when he saw his son die. A powerful aura erupted from his body and attacked Shalu crazily. But our Mr. Bay was only handsome for 3 seconds, and he was almost killed by the opponent. Son Gohan's left arm was injured by Cell in order to protect Vegeta. In the end, Cell used turtle-style Qigong to fight Gohan and gained the upper hand. But in the end, he was still defeated. Encouraged by Goku and the Earth's warriors worked together to stop him, Son Gohan opened up his fire power and Cellulite hated the Northwest on the spot. If Son Gohan hadn't turned into Super Saiyan 2, he wouldn't have been able to sense this weak aura at all. Teacher Gohan, did you discover something? Trunks asked with a confused look on his face. He found that the teacher was not only powerful, but also very mature and sophisticated in his work. He doesn't look like a 6 or 7-year-old child at all. You'll find out when you get there. We're leaving now. Son Gohan looked at Trunks with a smile. He used his teleportation skills and the two of them disappeared on Bayazai Mountain. Brush. Son Gohan and Trunks appeared in a shabby cave. This place was obviously damaged by someone, and the instruments inside were deliberately damaged. More than half of the cave has collapsed. It seems that this place is very hidden, with cobwebs and dust everywhere. It seems that this cave has some age. If you don't pay attention, most people will not find this place. This is Dr. Giro's laboratory where he studies artificial humans. Trunks looked at the dilapidated cave. He observed the instruments and experimental drawings here. It was soon discovered that this was Dr. Giro's laboratory where he studied artificial humans. There should be nothing wrong. The artificial man was developed here. We are just waiting quietly. Maybe there will be a surprise later. Son Gohan said with a smile on his face. Feeling the weak momentum just now, it should be that Shalu is about to be born. If this little bug finds out that we are waiting for him to be born, will he be frightened? Surprise! Are there any artificial humans here? Trunks' heart suddenly thumped. He looked at this place with a wary expression. Slowly feel all the changes here. Suddenly, Trunks looked at Son Gohan in surprise. He had a very weak aura that came and went. It should have come from the ground. If Son Gohan hadn't reminded him, Trunks wouldn't have paid attention to this weak aura at all. Son Gohan nodded, and the two of them stopped talking and waited quietly. About half an hour passed. The whole cave began to shake. A bottomless crack opened in the ground. A majestic breath came out. What? What the hell is going on? This breath is constantly changing. This is the breath of Uncle Son Goku and Dad. There is also the very evil aura of the Universe Emperor Frieza. And there are also the smells of Piccolo, Tianjin Fan, Krillin, and others. Almost the strong men on Earth have the aura. What kind of monster did Dr. Gero create? Because Trunks went back in time. He was very aware of everyone's aura. At this moment, he was completely shocked. Dr. Gero is an eternal sinner in the hearts of people in the future time and space. If only this old bastard hadn't created the androids. The Earth will not suffer an unprecedented crisis. It is all because of his existence that the Earth in future time and space will be controlled by artificial humans. As a result, the people on Earth endure humiliation and live a miserable existence. Boom! From beneath the ground, a speckled green monster floats in the air. Ha ha ha! Cell, the ultimate android is finally born. In heaven and on Earth, I am the only one who is supreme. Dr. Gero, I must absorb number 17 and number 18 and become mature. Fulfill your wish and rule the entire universe in the future. Ha ha ha! Cell was full of ambition and confidence when he was born. A hearty laugh echoed in the cave. Cell! Ultimate android! Absorb number 17 and number 18 and become mature. Who gave you the courage to rule the entire universe? I think you are daydreaming. After hearing what Kill said, Trunks roared angrily. I didn't expect that Dr. Gero, this bastard, also created the ultimate android. If it weren't for Master Gohan bringing me here, I wouldn't have discovered this monster. I must not let the Earth repeat the same mistake. Once again, I have to live a life of hiding and living in misery. I must strangle this monster in the cradle. Trunks. Son Gohan. Why are you two here? Cell looked at the two in shock. It's strange that I was too excited just now and didn't notice the existence of the two. Hey! How could this happen? Why does Son Gohan look like a child? Shouldn't he be older than Trunks? Cell finally fixed his eyes on Son Gohan. You bug, finally came out. We've been waiting for you for a long time. Son Gohan looked at Cell with a smile on his face. This monster is really ugly. It's a bit disgusting to look at. How do you know us, monster? And why do you have so many strong breaths on you? Trunks didn't expect that this monster could call out their names as soon as it was born. And why does he have so many strong breaths on him? Aren't there no breaths on androids? What's going on? Boom! Cell's eyes swam around, looking at Son Gohan and Trunks. Suddenly, a white flame burst out from his body and flew towards the cave entrance. The most important thing now is to save his life, he doesn't want to take risks. He must leave here immediately and absorb number 17 and number 18 to become a mature body first. Chapter 59. Inside the cave. Want to run? Not that easy. Trunks had already taken precautions and blocked the entrance to the cave. Every move of Cell was under his control. He would never allow the monster created by Dr. Gero to endanger the entire Earth again. Cell looked at the two with anger on his face, and he suppressed his anger. I didn't expect to be blocked by the two as soon as I was born. Now that I have just been born, my combat power has not yet been improved. As long as I absorb some humans outside and grow up. Find number 17 and number 18, merge them and evolve into mature bodies. Then the entire Earth and even the universe will not be afraid of anyone. Now is not the time to fight to the death. I have to find a way to leave here first. In fact, I have the cells of all the strong men in my body. When you were fighting before, Dr. Gero used high technology to collect your cells. Then all the collected cells were integrated into the embryo, and now I am conceived. Cell said it concisely and clearly. He hoped to get away with it. What do you mean by absorbing number 17 and number 18 to become a mature body? Can you still evolve? Dr. Gero's ultimate plan is to rule the entire universe. His dream is really ambitious. Trunks looked at the monster with surprise. He thought of the words the monster said just now. Did I say such a thing? Maybe it's me, who was just born and whose mind is not clear yet, so I'm talking nonsense. Why don't you let me leave first, and we'll talk about it later. Cell wanted to leave here quickly, but he didn't want to brag with these two people anymore. He still had to go outside to find number 17 and number 18 and absorb them to evolve into mature bodies. It doesn't matter if you don't tell the truth, you will be buried here forever today. Trunks' eyes became cold, and the temperature in the cave dropped several degrees. His body suddenly disappeared from the spot. When he appeared, he was already in front of Cell and punched him. Trunks, you are too arrogant. You don't have the final say here. Cell also threw a punch. In fact, he had been prepared for it, and he had been alert for a long time. Boom! A strong air wave surged out, and the whole cave collapsed instantly. In Trunks' heart, Dr. Gero had already been sentenced to death. Anything he created must be destroyed. The Earth must not be put into crisis again. Boom! The whole mountain turned into powder in an instant, and three figures appeared. Ding! 100,000 combat attribute drops in front. The first collision, Cell knew Trunks' true strength. Now he has not become a Super Saiyan, but his combat power is so strong. Now is not the time to fight to the point of mutual destruction. Trunks, don't go too far. I didn't do anything bad, why do you want to kill me? Cell said angrily. I never expected to meet such a strong opponent as soon as I was born. Now we can only lower our heads and leave here first. Hehe, you didn't do anything bad. When you do something bad, it will be too late. Trunks rushed towards Cell again. He made a quick decision and absolutely could not let this monster leave here. After hearing what Trunks said, Cell felt like 1,000 horses were running through his heart. Is there such a truth? Damn, this is really a talent, I am speechless. Bang bang bang. The two of them wrestled with each other instantly. Ding, the combat power attribute dropped by 100,000. Ding, the combat power attribute increased by plus 100,000. As soon as the battle started, Son Gohan's mind kept hearing the system's prompt sound. It was really cool. Just be a bystander here and you can gain combat power. Trunks, you are bullying too much. Look at me, it's the 4-body punch. Cell jumped back hard and distanced himself from Trunks. He took a horse stance and used Tien Shinyan's special move, the 4-body punch. Cell's body split into 2, then 4, and soon 4 identical cells suddenly appeared. And their auras were exactly the same as their original bodies, unlike Tien Shinyan who divided his auras into 4 clones. Cell used the 4-body fist to the fullest. It was basically equivalent to 4 identical cells. Ding, the 4-body fist attribute dropped in front. Ah! Trunks also showed his true strength. A majestic and powerful aura of terror instantly surged out of him. A huge impact force came towards him. The 4 cells were pushed back several steps by the air waves. Boom! Sand and rocks flew on the ground. Trunks was wrapped in golden flames. His hair and eyebrows also turned golden. Super Saiyan! I'll fight you! The 4 cells instantly surrounded Super Saiyan Trunks in the middle. They raised their hands and used the Qigong cannon without gathering their chi. Everything came naturally. 4 beams of energy cannon light instantly blasted towards Super Saiyan Trunks. Boom! Before the Qigong cannon exploded, Trunks' body soared into the sky. Magic light killing cannon. The 4 cells simultaneously condensed 4 spiral-shaped light waves and shot them at Trunks in the air. Ding! The attributes of the magic light killing cannon fell in front. Now Cell is using the trick of the great demon King Piccolo. When Piccolo uses this trick, he needs to gather his energy for a long time. But Cell completed the launch in an instant, and he didn't need to gather his energy at all. It can be said that the tricks of so many strong men are perfect when used on Cell. Ugly monster, this long-range attack is useless to me. Trunks dodged 4 beams of light in an instant. After becoming a Super Saiyan, his combat power has been greatly improved. It is easy to avoid this kind of attack. Because the gap between the two is too big. Really? Then try this trick of mine. Cut disc. The 4 cells used Frisia's trick again. Throw it at Trunks. Cell wanted to chop the opponent's body into pieces. He kept controlling these discs underground to chase Trunks. But the opponent's speed was too fast. The 4 cutting discs surrounded him and he couldn't catch up. You are just a trick. You should lie down. Trunks was impatient with Cell's repeated attacks. He was completely angry and flew towards Cell. He wanted to bring this thing to the opponent and then quickly dodge. What? You bastard! Cell saw Trunks flying towards him. He cursed. He didn't expect that he would bring the cutting discs here. Puff! 1 cell couldn't dodge and was cut into several pieces in an instant. Super Saiyan Trunks then rushed towards the 3 cells. Is it impossible? How can he be so fast? Cell saw Trunks' body flashing continuously. He was approaching him, and his body kept shaking. This time he was finished, what should he do? He couldn't see the other's movements clearly. Trunks' body flickered several times. With a punch, a kick, and an elbow, he knocked down the 3 confused cells in an instant. Chapter 60. Future Cell, destroyed. Pick them all up. Son Gohan thought silently in his heart. The attributes on the ground are like tadpoles, scrambling to integrate into their bodies. The combat effectiveness keeps rising. The combat skill bar includes the Demon Guangguang killing cannon and 4-body fist. If you use the 4-body fist to fight, the system will pick up the combat power attribute perfectly. Gulu. Son Gohan couldn't help but swallowed. 4 identical Super Saiyans are awesome to think about. Grrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr back to life. The four of them also merged together. These are Piccolo's cells, because Piccolo's blood has the ability to regenerate. Trunks saw Cell, who had been chopped into several pieces, resurrected with full health. He was also slightly surprised, but soon understood. This is Piccolo's Cell. Trunks, this fight is not fair at all. Why don't you let me go, and when I complete my mature body, we can have a good showdown. Shala stood up from the ground. His eyes rolled around, and he quickly thought of a good idea. There are Sun cells in his body. He wanted to use the Sun's bellicose and arrogant nature to convince Trunks to let him go. After absorbing number 17 and number 18 and becoming a mature body, I can regain my face. Let you go? You really think I'm stupid? Waiting for you to evolve into a mature body. Stop wishful thinking. You will never be able to realize this wish in this life. Ha ha ha. Let me tell you secretly, I have destroyed both androids 17 and 18. They have become a speck of dust in the universe. Ha 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 ha. Trunks was suspended in the air and looked down at Cell, as if he were an idiot. Do you really think I'm an idiot like you? Let you go and let you harm the earth? After hearing what Trunks said, Cell felt as if he had been struck by lightning. Unexpectedly, androids 17 and 18 were destroyed by each other. Impossible, artificial humans have unlimited energy, and their combat effectiveness is also very powerful. Trunks must have scared him. It must be like this, it must be. If the artificial man is really destroyed, it will be a joke if he wants to evolve into a mature body. Trunks. Is that true? Both number 18 and number 17 were destroyed by you. But Shala calmed down and thought about it, and felt something was wrong. Why do Son Gohan and Trunks appear in the cave? Don't worry about it for now, let's get out of this damn place first. Cell's eyes inadvertently looked at Son Gohan, who was silent at the side. An idea came from this, why not catch this brat? Then he threatened Trunks to let him go. Ha ha ha. It seems that my life is not deserved. As long as he catches Son Gohan, he will have a chance of survival. If Trunks found out about Cell's idea, he would definitely laugh to death. Teacher Son Gohan's fighting ability is so terrifying that even I am no match for him. What's more, you, Sharu, are still defeated by me. Trunks, I'll fight you. Cellulite kept condensing energy bombs in his hands. It was a violent bombardment towards Trunks. Boom boom boom. Trunks kept dodging these energy bombs in the air. Ha ha ha, you were fooled. Cell stopped the energy attack in his hand. He rushed towards Son Gohan as fast as he could. It's just a child, so it's not something that can be easily grasped. He could see the dawn of victory right in front of him. You bug, you're looking for death. Son Gohan's eyes turned cold, and a violent aura suddenly surged. Boom! A burst of energy shot into the sky. He instantly transforms into a Super Sun. A powerful shock wave came oncoming. Fuck! This kid can actually turn into a Super Sun. Cello landed with his heels first and used his legs to stop his body. The ground was plowed into 2 furrows. He now sees that the Super Suns are all demonic. You, come here. I saw Son Gohan stretching out a finger like he was watching a movie. He shouted to Shala with an expressionless expression. Good, so scary. Cellulo was actually calmed down by Son Gohan's sharp eyes and this bastard spirit. His forehead was covered with cold sweat, and a feeling of death chilled him from head to toe. Shala's footsteps kept moving back. He felt that Son Gohan was staring at his prey like a wild beast. Teacher Gohan, please calm down. Just leave this bastard to me. At this time, Trunks appeared next to Son Gohan in a flash. Said with a smile on his face. Son Gohan nodded and removed his Super Sun form. He has no interest at all in an opponent of this level. It's more comfortable to just sit here and wait to collect your fighting power. Trunks, do you have to kill them all? We have no grudges. Do you need to fight to the death? Seeing this situation, Shala could only bow his head obediently to save his life. It is definitely not going to work if we confront them head-on. Now we can only compromise and save our lives first. Kill them all. If you want to blame someone, blame Dr. Gero. The androids he created brought devastating damage to the Earth. I will never allow androids to cause any more damage to the Earth. Trunks' eyes were filled with murderous intent. He would rather kill 100 people by mistake than let one go. All the androids created by Dr. Gero must die. The people of the Earth can no longer endure the persecution of androids. Ha ha ha. Okay, since you won't let me live, let's die together. Cell laughed in anger. This guy has Frisia's cells in his body. He thought of blowing up the Earth, and then everyone would die together. Cell was about to launch an energy attack on the ground. Ugly monster, you are still too young to want to die with us. Trunks flashed in front of Cell and grabbed his hand that was condensing energy. Crack! There was a sound of bone fracture in Cell's arm, and the energy ball in his hand disappeared instantly. The difference in combat power between the two is too big. Now Cell is fighting with Trunks in Super Saiyan form. It's like a child fighting an adult. The two are not fighting at the same level at all. On my hand! Trunks, you bastard! Cell screamed. His hand instantly turned into the shape of a dough stick. If you want to leave so much, I'll send you off. Magic flash! Trunks threw Cell into the air. A huge beam of energy was emitted from his hands and blasted towards Cell in the air. No! Cell was instantly swallowed by the beam of energy. He screamed heartbreakingly. Cell's body had been melted by the energy, leaving no flesh. If he wanted to be resurrected, he could only wait for reincarnation. Trunks, I'll take you to another place. Son Gohan collected all the combat power attributes. Is there another place? Oh my god, Dr. Gero doesn't have a laboratory anymore, does he? Trunks looked at Son Gohan with a puzzled look on his face. The two of them disappeared instantly.